You might as well remove that quarter. I have no intention of getting off this game.
Listen.
Oh my God!
What?
Who does that?
What the fuck?
What the fuck are you doing?
What the fuck are you doing?
Who leads in like that?
What are you talking about?
I was just about to beat the high score.
No way you got that close to Earl. I've never gotten that close to Earl.
Do you know how long I've been trying to beat myself? I mean, what a dick move.
Wait, you're Earl? You're the dragon?
What?
I've been chasing Earl for months now. I just thought Earl was in... I thought Earl was an Earl, you know.
Aaron Rankin Langford. Nobody calls me Earl.
I'm honored, okay? I am honored. And I'm a shit. What a dick. I owe you a beer. Please let me get you a beer. Look, I'm sitting right over there. We got a pitcher. I feel like shit if you don't have a beer with me. One centipede of file to another.
That's why you never see below their waist. It's just jizz stains.
Just show the world how dirty they are.
Do you think Jim Henson and Frank Oz spent most of their day washing Muppet shit off their arms, like right up to their elbows? Hi, TalkRadar 134. I can't talk about any more Muppets because we don't have party crews hooked up. 134.
It's because I've got these two pieces of foam, one shaped like a wiener and one shaped like a hole.
All right, do it.
And then
we got soundproofing in this room. It looks like really old vector graphics. Like
it looks like a padded insane asylum.
If you stare at it for too closely for too long, it actually will hurt your eyes.
Yeah, it's like magic eyes.
Yeah.
Throws your eyes out of
optical
focus.
illusion.
You hear all those voices. I'm Chris Antista. Someone else say their name.
I'm Michael Raparez.
Look at that.
I'm Brett Elston.
This is Tyler Nagata.
Tyler Nagata back, and we're going to talk about DC Universe Online.
And not so much about the foam that people can't see.
Not a lot about the foam.
You should take a picture of
You know what doesn't pick up well on mic? The soundproofing foam.
Yeah.
That's what you think.
Can you see the foam back here?
I can hear that when you do that.
Chris, that's an awesome shirt.
I think listeners can already pick up on the richness of our voices. It's enhanced by the soundproofing foam.
Yeah. All right.
Well, I'm going to sound a little differently today because the room has been soundproof. Get ready because my mouth is about to make love to your ears and your genitals. Oh wait, there's a GR cheat app.
Yeah.
Finally!
Oh yes!
Finally,
big news.
It finally went up. Cheats and Guides app on iTunes.
Cheats and Guides app. I don't know. It works really well. People are already it's been up for minutes at this point, at the point of recording, and people are really loving it.
It is essentially like a mobile version of our site, only focused entirely on cheats and guides. So,
I wish we, the word cheats to me is still kind of antiquated, but all our guides, all the exhaustive guides we worked on, Michael's Assassin's Creed guides, all of the beautiful pictures, and Eric's holding it up right now.
Yes.
We're very proud of the cheat app. I want to see it go #1, so download it on any of your Apple devices.
It's free.
It's free.
It is free. It's frightfully free.
It's free.
But no Android, so fuck me.
No Android, not yet. But I'm assuming this is the launching platform.
I know.
You see,
now that Verizon has an iPhone, Android won't matter.
But
some of the older videos aren't quite working.
No, they don't.
They're not quite.
They
working
will.
Yet,
they
and
will.
Just hold on. It took us.
It
took us 3 years to get on the iPhone App Store. So Android's going to take a little while.
It took us 3 years to catch up with 2006.
I know. I'm loving our comments circa 2009.
Baby steps.
Baby
steps, man.
Really,
2013. Get ready.
But really, it's like baby Smurf steps. It's going to be a while. It's going to be a while. But our podcast will be up on Friday.
But thank you, everyone who hasn't left already.
Yes, and thank you for watching our FAPs. You really stepped those up this weekend.
Yes.
Or this week. And
the goal, ultimate goal would be to do one every day.
That would be awesome. I hope we can find enough. I think there's enough games to merit that.
There's always something to FAP to.
And check out the DC Universe one because we badmouthed and kind of poo-pooed DC Universe a lot. And Tyler came back from the beta and said, it's not bad. And whatever, MMO, and it looks impressive. The FAP doesn't show it, but we'll talk about that a little more in a second.
We may have another FAP on this weekend, might we?
Yes, we have Ghosts and Goblins right before Goblin Gate, and And then we should have a Little Big Planet 2 one. But what do we do every week?
We count 7 things.
This is true. I really got to start using more sound effects.
Things that are 7.
I was making those faps, and my computer was broken all day. Not a lot of sounds.
Well, bam!
There we go.
There's one. This week's top 7 is the top 7 games we want announced in 2011. And
You got some reservations.
I don't know. I wish
you're free to kick it off with what you wanted to be announced in 2011, like what's missing.
Well, I'll wait till the end. So when we go through the list, I'll wait so that the name. So when we go through the list of games that we want announced, I'll express my concern with this top 7.
I'm gonna beat Tyler to it, and it's item store MMO simulation Reciteer 2.
Oh right,
Tyler Nagata.
There already is a second one announced, isn't there?
Well, there's a new game announced by that indie developer.
Okay,
that's why it wasn't on the list.
Yeah,
but number 7.
Number 7.
Top 7 games we want announced in 2011 on Games Radar is Bayonetta 2.
I find it bizarre this hasn't been announced.
It is strange. It seemed like it was a hit, which Platinum Games, despite their games all being good, don't sell very well.
Well, this one sold okay.
But yeah, I think this one fared better than they usually do.
I think it's technically a success. Yeah. And I loved it.
My thoughts are well known on this.
Would you play another one? Because there were things you liked while playing through the game.
I definitely would play through 2 again once.
I only played through one once.
I had to grab an image of the Stone Award that we all hate so much from the first Bayonetta. What a day!
Only you could have grabbed the sound. That would have been awesome.
Fat man. Slipping on a banana peel. But when I played it again, I was like, wait a minute. Now that I know how to play this, I was having a hard time getting a Stone Award. And I realized that maybe if I played this game through again, now that I get it, and I hadn't played a Devil May Cry kind of game since the first Devil May Cry, so I was very rusty. Venture?
Rusty.
Yeah, sure. But
that wasn't.
I would definitely play a second one. I love the look and the hair moves, and just the character herself was really just
what a lovely teapot.
So over the top and so ridiculous, and I couldn't help but just want to see the cutscene, even though the story made no sense. And who gives a shit? But
I didn't know it was unapologetically either Japanese or gamey. It didn't give a fuck. We're gonna try to be the best game we possibly can. That is the
kind of game where you say. I've seen some people say, what does it mean when you say a game is too Japanese, or that's so Japanese, like Bayonetta. That's what it means. That's if you don't think that's descriptive, then I'm sorry.
It's like if somebody did a parody of video games who loves video games, that's sort of what Bayonetta reminds me of. Yeah. Not like a fucking CSI parody of games, like Grand Kill Theft or something like that.
Bayonetta is I don't know, a self... Almost like a Duke Nukem of the action genre.
And it's very self-aware, so that's a lot of fun.
I mean, Vanquish was kind of the other half of this.
Yeah.
And I think if there's a reason that Bayonetta 2 hasn't been announced yet, it's Platinum Games put out 3 fucking games in 1 year.
And they're all good.
Well, according to this article, they had a 4-game deal with Sega, but with a 5th one yet to be announced. And what could it be? Bayonetta 2. Bayonetta 2, hopefully.
That would be cool.
Number 6 is Final Fantasy 13-2.
Oh, man. This is weird.
Who wanted this?
Carolyn, I'm guessing.
Well, Carolyn wrote the entry, but
it was a rhetorical question.
I agree. I would like to see more, because this is one of the... when we get to this point now, just like with Rockstar and making all of Red Dead, it's too expensive to create a brand new world and not do more with it. And they already released some kind of teaser image with lightning on it that said she should not be forgotten, or she won't be forgotten, or something like that. And Square is becoming much more comfortable with exploiting these franchises and spin-offs.
Ain't nothing final about it.
I don't know how they're going to drum up interest for Final Fantasy Versus 13 and Final Fantasy 13 Agito. It's you guys need to rein this shit in, and a 13-2 is a little bit more specific and identifiable and relatable.
Yeah.
And you could probably address some of the things. It can play totally different from how 13 did, but use those same characters, the same world. I would love to see that world now when they're all... the game's almost a year old, but post-ending of FF13.
I would just...
After they're all grown up.
After they're all...
I would like to see more areas like Pulse. I don't know. That's the big complaint about it, is that it's extremely linear. And
I didn't mind that at all.
I don't know. When you finally understood, got the battle system and wanted to use it on something, it became very difficult without going back and forth and loading areas until you got to Pulse.
Yeah.
And if there were, something else there, more areas to use the...
like the linearity didn't bother me because it's just like every other game. It's telling you a story, only now I don't have to grind.
Well,
and I don't want to grind in every RPG I play.
I want to play a game, and
That battle system is amazing, and it's as gamey as you can get.
Dude, why are you fucking yelling at me? I'm one of the Final Fantasy 13 defenders.
I know,
but playing for 20 hours. Playing 20 hours to walk lines just to open up cutscenes that are flashbacks so we can see what actually
I agree.
happened.
The pacing
we have
is
a
all
good
screwed
idea.
up.
So
It's
maybe with that out of the way, boom.
Yeah.
But, I think that
9 was the last great Final Fantasy.
10, man. 10 was great.
No, man.
You just miss Overworlds, it sounds like.
I guess that's what it is.
I love 9, so
and you like swords, not lasers, right?
Yeah, I do understand a lot of the criticism about how like it takes 20 hours before the tutorials stop, but it's like at the same time, like the criticism that it's all a tube. It's like how many games aren't a tube?
Yeah.
You have to see the map though. It is literally
It is
literally a tube, and then a long load, cutscene, tube, cutscene.
So it's Metal Gear, which no one had a problem with.
Metal Gear is never really a tube. There's at least areas to go around. It's always just a hallway. You'll be inside the depths of hell, a frozen ocean, and it's always a hallway in the first 20 hours of Final Fantasy 13.
But Metal Gear is like a box.
No, there's at least ways to maneuver around it. It's a hallway with nothing in the environment but easily spottable treasures. Why am I bashing this game? I like it.
It's visually stunning.
Also, Metal Gear Solid 4's big open areas.
Yes.
You got Pulse. You got Pulse for that.
And I just want to. I forgot all about Final Fantasy Versus 13.
Yeah, who cares?
I care a little bit, but I
care a little, but it's typical Square bullshit. Like, well, it's called 13, but it actually has nothing to do with it at all.
Well, it's set the same
10 years from now.
I had to write this down.
Versus 13 was never intended to be anything other than an impressive intro animation.
It's a protagonist starring named Noctis.
Yes, they're really big into their Latin.
And it was described what kind of game it is described as a derivation of the Kingdom Hearts battle system.
Yes,
should have been more specific which one, but you got me. With third-person shooter elements. What?
Square's really good at making shooters. I mean, Dirge Cerberus was...
Well, I'm interested to see what they do.
Fantastic.
I
reinvented the genre and the series.
I really like the look of that world. I would play through it again.
5.
Numero 5. Shit. I don't have any sound effects for this.
Enslaved 2.
Enslaved 2. I loved Enslaved, and
I did too.
I thought it was fairly open-ended.
I finally finished it while I was out sick.
So I'm the only one who hasn't played it.
Yeah.
You should.
I hear it's good.
Yeah, it's really fun. I'll totally let you borrow it.
It is. It's a case where like the promise of this world is very strong, and there were just enough little weird, not bugs or glitches, but just weird things that held this game from being superb. It's just really great.
Bad textures. I think it could have been Beyond Good and Evil with like 3 more months in the oven.
And the second one would give them a chance, but my impression is that it did not sell well. I have nothing to back that up, but like I don't recall seeing on any of the NPD news stories, and it was discounted very quickly, and our guides for it are tragically like butt. So that's usually a good indicator that no one.
The mask, Brett. The mask.
The Mask?
Yes.
Yeah, I didn't like that entire aspect.
I loved it because a live-action Andy Serkis, whom I don't know, I just love.
It just seems so contrived, though. At the end,
the ending is very what
was it? I don't know.
I thought it was.
I didn't dislike it
because like I was following it all the way up, and then the last mission, it's like, all right, finally, here we are with the bad guys. I'm like, where'd this giant pyramid come from?
How does the book end? Did we talk about that? Like what?
Yeah, we did talk about that. The book is all about like this monk.
The book ends with Goku using a spirit bomb to kill.
This is serious.
No, Tripitaka and Monkey and Pigsy and Sagyojo, who's like this, or Sandy, who's this underwater demon thing. They all. The whole thing is them trying to transport some Buddhist scrolls from China to India, and so they get to this monastery in India, and then they all are made into Buddhist deities. That's the end. And this was nothing like it.
So Journey to the West. Journey to the West is more like Westish.
Or was the goal enlightenment?
Well, from China to India is West.
It's West, but it's not the West.
It's not the way we think of West.
All right, stop it. Directions, great. Was the game the end of the book?
No.
Would you think?
No.
I mean, was that? Did the game follow the book? Like, Enslaved is the entire book.
No, it had
so
some.
Did it
had
stop
a
at a chapter in the book?
It was very clearly based on it.
It's like, I thought it was. There's like thematic touchstones, but that's kind of it.
You know, Monkey's trapped at the beginning, and Trip enslaves him with a headband. That's similar, and Pigsy's character's kind of similar, and You know, the Leviathan is kind of like Sandy, but doesn't talk.
You wouldn't consider the ending pulling the veil back on enlightenment from the book?
If you wanted to really reach,
I want to reach. I want to reach.
Yeah.
I want to stretch. I'd like
it'd
this
be
game.
it'd be a reach.
All right,
But I mean, they're not necessarily enlightening anyone else at the end of the book. It's just like, hey, here's your reward. You get to be deities.
Well, yeah, it's kind of like, I mean,
You're a Buddha now, and you're a Bodhisattva, and you're an Arhat.
Well, I mean,
whatever
the game,
fuck that
I mean, the
is.
game may suggest like, oh, all of you get to live forever, so you're kind of like.
it's
deities.
about the burden of Zen, man.
Yeah.
God.
It's tough. It's tough being perfect. Number 4 is Super Mario 3DS.
Can't believe I never thought about this till Henry was writing about it.
The fact they haven't really announced a proper Mario
nothing.
game.
I mean, I guess because I'm so used to not having a Mario game during a Nintendo console launch, like I just assumed it wouldn't happen.
Yeah, the GameCube and Wii both did not have Marios at launches.
But it's probably the first time I didn't have a discussion with an adult, child, or teenager what Mario will look like on this new Nintendo console, and I have no idea. And Henry said he didn't want it to be Mario 64, but I'm totally okay with.
I'm kind of hoping it's Mario Galaxy, because that was like one of the first things we were shown on the 3DS was just like a static picture of Mario riding Yoshi through space.
Oh, yeah? I didn't see that one.
And when I say static picture, it was like a static model that you could rotate and look at.
Yeah, I mean, there's also shots of New Super Mario Brothers with like all 4 of those characters running
I
around.
know that's what it's going to be.
But I don't know. I wrote that article this week about the Virtual Boy games.
That was so cool.
No one cares. It's unbelievable how many people don't.
That was so cool. I didn't even know you did that until today.
But yeah, Virtual Boy games, man. Like there was only 14 games released in the U.S.
Like 20 in total or something.
Yeah,
like
it is a terrible, terrible system that flopped horribly, and Nintendo rightly and in a rare case just acknowledged this is crap and just dropped it. One of my favorite games for it was Mario Clash, which was
Mario
itself
Clash is all right.
a remake of, not a remake, but like a sequel to the original Mario Brothers game where you're running around sewers and busting up turtle shells.
The
and,
Unsuper Brothers.
yeah, the not Super Mario Brothers. And the
Touch a
3D
Turtle and Die Brothers.
and the 3D worked really well, where you'd move into pipes and you'd move further into the distance, and you could throw shells back into the screen or deeper into the screen.
It seemed like moving through the Shinobi bonus round.
Kind of, yeah. It's a very good analogy for the 6 people who will get it.
Everybody.
I got it.
got
Yeah,
it.
we all got it, so.
Did you
But
get
we're
it,
also
listener?
old.
Yeah. Damn, I really want to play that in 3D now. Throwing
too.
Ninja Stars. But I really feel like...
I'm sure there'll be a Ninja Reflex game that will.
Yeah.
You think there'll be ninja games on the DS?
No.
I don't know. I think
Nobody likes that genre.
I think they're going to skip that platform.
But
Ninjas.
the fact they haven't announced really any other than Mario Kart DS, like no proper Mario, like Mario Clash is a great idea.
Yeah.
And all they have to do is like expand on it, because the Virtual Boy has like no memory to make reasonable games.
3DSiWare
Yeah.
thing. Yeah.
But
you
like-
have the code.
Like just take that game, because I had Cheryl colorize one of the screens and it looks great. Rather than be red and black, I thought it looked really cool.
I mean, well, just the graphical nature of the whole thing. It's very weird, the shadowing and stuff. But then it is because it was 2 colors.
It was 2 colors, but I mean, like you would use modern graphics, so it would look nice. But that idea of a 3D Mario Clash, that game works really well, and I think they could bring that back. And rather than be this weird oddity that just died a horrible death in 1995, they could actually bring that back and have it come out this year at the fall, and it's the Mario game.
And Nintendo, God, I hope you're listening, and I know you are. The longest game I've ever seen my father play is Red Alarm for the Virtual Boy.
Really?
Yes, over and over.
Wow.
He never plays any kind of games. Got motion sickness from Mario Kart within like the first lap. He loved Red Alarm and like just kept playing it. So if you want to capture my father who's moving into his seniority, there you go.
I embedded a video in
Nintendo's
this.
new target market.
It is.
The article was 9 Virtual Boy games the 3DS can completely redeem. And on the Telebox is in there.
Yeah.
And Red Alarm. Someone recorded HD footage of Red Alarm with a really nice camera.
Really?
I remember barely being able to understand that game. Charlie's taking a picture of us.
Hi, Charlie.
He's disrupting this podcast.
Oh,
Bye.
Barley Chariot.
The draw distance in that game is so bad.
Yeah.
Like it's just all you had to do was do geometry and draw lines, and
All
you
they
couldn't
could
even
do was
that.
license a Star Wars arcade game. Like, why
That
didn't they just
too.
fucking do that if they were just going to go all
because
vector?
Sega was doing it.
Oh.
So I think Henry wrote this entry, and Henry, I think, was asking for more of a 3D platformer.
Yeah, exactly.
For 3DS, which I'm completely for. I desperately would want one.
I am too, but I'm also all for portable 64 and even Sunshine. I'd love to play Sunshine.
See, I'm all for Mario 64 portable, but I hated the DS one because there was no good control option.
But there's an
analog nub on the 3DS, and the last time I played it, which I'll play it again actually next week on Wednesday. Actually,
playing again tomorrow.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to play it tonight.
I'm going to play it right now.
Yeah.
You have to do a fourth segment all by yourself.
No, the last time, I played it was at E3, but the analog stick didn't. It felt like in between the PS3, the PSP stub, and an actual analog stick.
We're just playing Pilot Wings. I dug the.
It still didn't get me quite how I would like it, but it looks different now, and we're going to New York to see it next week on Wednesday. So I mean, I'm going to really pay attention. So
all right, we're jumping right back into the top 7 after the computer denied you our entire conversation about Mario Brothers and Kingdom Hearts 3 and Grand Theft Auto 5. So, blame Apple, not us. Blame Apple while you're getting the brand new cheat app
on the iPhone.
Yeah, the iPhone App Store, free of charge.
We had barely started GTA 5. We could
fine, GTA 5. What the fuck?
The Kingdom Hearts 3.
I didn't care about that. I didn't care about that. That conversation, man, was it good?
It was
Listeners,
really good.
You missed out on a
Talked
great
about the Japanese game industry and how they've been late to the party.
Oh fuck! God damn it! Now I'm actually sad.
I think the biggest thing you took away from Kingdom Hearts was that Final Fantasy Versus 13 is holding up 2
According
games
to
we want.
Tetsuya Nomura, the team is busy with Final Fantasy Versus 13 and can't start. I'm guessing Final Fantasy 13 2, number 6, or Kingdom Hearts 3, which you mentioned specifically, until that's done.
And then I don't know how much of the 3D Mario got caught up in there.
I think we cut off just before, and you were like, "Oh, I'm going to play it at an event next week," and Chris was like, "I'm going to play it tomorrow," and I'm like, "I'm going to play it right now."
Yeah, I'm going to go to an event next Wednesday to see the 3DS. So.
No, you missed that. They missed the listeners weren't here. They should have been.
All right.
Number 2,
paid better attention.
Number 2, GTA 5. What are we talking about? When do we think that'll happen?
We had mentioned that 2008 April was when 4 came out. So it's going to be 3 years since.
And 2001 was when 3 came out.
3 came out in 01.
Yeah.
Right after September 11th.
Yes. Vice City was 02.
We have a new tragedy, but that September 11th is funny now.
San Andreas was 04.
Doesn't matter. San Andreas is the DLC. That shit's over. Like, GTA 5 is probably the next GTA.
Yeah, I agree.
GTA
The next one they do will be 5. But I think it'll be 2012 or 13 before.
What's weird is that, remember, they didn't even seem to care. Like, they're just working on GTA 5. Like, just saying something like that.
Yeah, they don't. Of course
But they have also said, like, the saga's over on this generation of consoles.
Have they said that?
Well, no, they said 4 Saga's over.
Yeah.
But I was wondering, like, how early can you start working on a game for a new console without actual hardware?
I don't know that they'll
but
be
I'm
able,
sure you can.
I don't know that they'd be able. Well, I mean, they could just like blue sky it and be like, I think we'll have this much room to
I
work
bet
with.
you could probably get away with 8 months working on vaporware and like designing a game solely on vaporware.
Well, I would assume that
I'm sure they've been working on GTA 5 since before GTA 4 was out.
Maybe.
I assume
judging by how long it takes them to make games, I'm just not sure.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like, the typical console cycle says we should have already known about consoles by now.
Yeah.
And the fact they just put out Kinect and Move, and these systems are just now picking up legs.
Technological stopgaps.
I think Wii is the only one that needs a new system. Ironic,
just an HD version. Well, give me that.
There's plenty of shit wrong with that, but whatever. They like 360, PS3. They don't want to announce a new system. Yeah. People are like, especially PS3. It's just now taken off in the last year and a half. Like they don't want to.
Everybody has to buy their 32Xs first. I mean,
that's true. Yes.
Holy shit! I didn't even think about that. Add-ons. Oh man.
I just don't think either one of them is going to be willing to put. Which means like for GTA 5, I don't know necessarily that Rockstar will bother waiting until the next console cycle. Because
I'm kind of two minds on this, because on the one hand it's like it's 2010, or 2011, we're pretty soon going to be 3 years away from GTA 4. It's time for Rockstar to at least announce something. Like they could just, at this point, I think I'd almost be happy with a logo announcement saying just like, we're working on this.
Just a V.
It's going to happen.
Yeah, just a V.
Just a V.
Yeah.
It's going to look just like 4 logo without the eye.
I agree with you, Michael. But
at the same time, though, I mean, they've got L.A. Noire coming out this year. And then after that, there is another game that Rockstar North has announced that's Agent, that we haven't really seen anything.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
At E3 last year was
So,
just a logo.
Just the logo.
I'd be surprised if we saw anything on GTA 5 before we saw at least a preview of that.
Yeah. And they say LA Noire is supposed to be out in April. I
have a feeling they'll be too busy delaying LA Noire to work on GTA 5. It's a process,
Maybe right.
people.
But if it is delayed, though, I think it won't be delayed past like October. Yeah, just knowing them, I just have a hunch.
Where's my Banderas?
Number
I
one.
miss him. This is cheating. Respawn and Bungie's new projects.
They're exciting.
I guess, but we know they've technically announced new projects just by signing new deals.
Well, they both said,
we just don't know what they are.
we know Respawn, which is former Infinity Ward people, and then Bungie, who's now got to deal with Activision to make a game or a series, probably.
Yeah, I guess if you mean it's announce what it is within a year. Sure.
Like what are they? I'm sure E3 will be dominated by both of these answers.
I really want to see what these companies would do without first-person shooters.
Yeah.
Like, what would you do? I'm so tired of it.
Oh my gosh, yes.
What would you do?
They'd make Myth 3.
Myth 3?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Oh, you Bungie people.
Maybe a Myst
who actually
prequel?
remember that.
Yeah, just the idea of Bungie making a game that's not Halo is really bizarre.
Yeah.
So I'm curious if they can make a game. I wonder if they'll go the same multiplayer route, or if they'll just try to do something that's really different and free themselves up. And
I don't think anybody
flex creative muscles at all, or if it's just another game.
I'm curious if Bungie's attention to multiplayer is surpassed by almost none, other than something like Blizzard.
Yeah.
I wonder how much of that was Microsoft's money and how much Bungie itself can spend to uphold that kind of multiplayer maintenance and balance and all that kind of stuff. That's very interesting to me, but not to anybody else. It was brought to the internet's attention this week that Bungie had trademarked a couple of names and matching internet domains, and those include Osiris, New Monarchy, Seven Seraphs, and Dead Orbit, and
Dead Orbit.
Oh, and also Boring Noun. No, most people are speculating this is to throw you off some kind of scent.
Dead Orbit and also Not Living Space.
Dead Orbit. You remember when we did the first preview and the reveal in Dead Space, and I kept calling it the wrong name in the preview?
No.
I was calling it Deep Space.
Was that the one where you put the strapline as our pants are choked with poo?
Well, yours specifically. I apparently got through it unpoothed.
Oh, right. I pooed my pants.
That's right. Unpoothed.
I forgot about that demo.
You're welcome. Yeah, Respawn and Bungie's new game.
The article makes a good point about Infinity Ward X's at Respawn are really going to want to one-up Activision in this and really show, look what you do.
Yeah.
So it'll be really interesting if they, just
Grudge
make some...
match.
Yeah, they're going to have to... Because odds are they'll be...
kiss their new boyfriend right in front of that.
Yeah. And then look at them while they're making out with one eye open, see. I really still don't care, even though I'm looking at you the whole time. But, none of us have done that.
I haven't. I usually just I make out with her and just put, this is her!
Yeah.
This is her!
This is what I told you about when I called you. Why do I keep calling you? But
and then I try my best to pantomime, her tits are bigger than yours.
And then also, as the night degenerates, will you both sleep with me?
That's why I always keep a lamb chop puppet on me, because it's way more. It's way better at expressing things like that
I'm
through
just imagining
pantomime.
Lamb Chop saying those words.
I can't do a lamb chop.
Maybe what if Bentley said them? Well, your boobs are bigger, Sly. Sly, you could get through the door if your boobs were a little bigger. Maybe then they'd let you into the nightclub and you could unlock the safe. Great, thanks. There you go, Sly. Thanks for that information. Thanks for that.
I don't do a Sly. I only do Bentley.
Pushing circle, nothing's happening. What am I supposed to do? It's an Xbox controller, Sly. We switched platforms. You're going to have to learn the difference between red, blue, and X. My whole life I've only known circle and square, triangle. I don't know what it's time to get with it now. Sooner or later, you're going to end up on the PSP phone, and people are going to be hitting the 5 button just to get into action. Bentley, I have a question.
Yeah, there you go.
What is a right bumper? Right bumper to fly is technically where the R1 button is. Simply move your button.
All right.
Then move the analog stick in a counterclockwise.
Bentley, I just made a mental note. I had to listen to last week's podcast because we had a little snafu in it. But
I'm sorry.
Just I know. To make a mental note not to sound so Bill Cosby when I do Bentley.
Oh.
Yes, he's like the Pokemon. Pokemon. Yeah, that was number one.
All right.
Let's go into break.
Wait.
What?
I want to hear what Brett wanted.
Oh, my problem
ahead.
with this Pop, with this Pop 7.
Super Metroid 2.
We've done these articles, games we want announced at E3, games we want announced in a certain year. We've done them a lot. And usually we have, like, new things we want to say, but, like, we've said GTA 5 a lot, and then when I saw, like, Enslaved 2 and Bayonetta 2, I'm like, what? Those are just, like, the last things you remember playing. Like, it...
Yeah, so
I couldn't remember, but, like, I couldn't think of anything either. I'm like, a new Road Rash? Like, I couldn't think of... I couldn't think of anything that was, like, really...
A new Pit Fighter.
Yeah, it's...
did anybody in the comments say why didn't you guys want any original IPs to be announced?
Yeah, there's
Like,
that.
why didn't you make up a game and say I want this announced?
Like, I would love a Left 4 Dead 3, but I don't really care.
I would like them to skip Left 4 Dead 3 and move straight on to Left 4 Dead 4.
Left 4 Dead 4.
Unfortunately, Charlie was handling
That's the kind of revolutionary outside of the box thinking that
Left
was
2 Dead 4.
Yeah.
All right, I like
Yeah.
it. I like it.
It's a important.
It's two sequels in one.
It's an important droid in episode 2.
Left 4 Dead.
Oh, you're
4
right.
Dead.
What a terrible.
Charlie was handling most of this, and I pitched it to him. I wanted to see a game called Serial Killer, where all the breakfast cereal mascots fought one another. Tony the Tiger can beat up Snack Crackle Pop. They're the only trio in the game. Nobody else is allowed to have like swap-ins.
Oh,
but
right.
Yeah, like so one of the comments
So it's
says,
balanced.
yeah, exactly. See, you get me.
Like a good breakfast cereal.
"What part of this balanced fighter?" One of the comments is, "Most of these in the list are sequels." It's like, how would we make a game announcement that's
Wouldn't
not
it be great if we pulled one out of our ass and like Insomniac sued us for like coming?
Yeah, it's like, how did you know?
Hey,
Like,
wait,
how did you do that?
know that?
So what he's really looking for then is like 7 games they should totally make.
yeah, it's like they should make.
They should make a game with a robot.
All right,
shark
all right.
that
I'm making up a
punches
game.
nun.
It's called Brain Forge.
Don't take Serial Killer.
No, Serial Killer's number 7.
Okay,
Number
okay.
6 is Brain Forge.
Okay.
It's a bunch of floating heads screaming at each other.
Ooh, I like it.
And whatever you want to do with that,
One of my
that's
favorite
there.
moments in Dementium.
That's the guts. That's the guts of the idea. We'll flesh it out later. That's
the
number
end.
6.
Brain.
So what's number 5?
Number 5. Number 5 should be. I want a SpongeBob MMO. really do.
That's already out.
I really do, and I want it to take.
No, I don't-
I want it to take years, and the eventual expansion will be all cataclysmic with them leaving the ocean.
Ooh.
Yeah, exactly. I've already thought about this at least thoroughly through 3 sentences, and I've already got my 2-year expansion.
All right, number 4 is Dinosaur Hero.
Dinosaur Hero.
I just want to excavate bones as quickly as possible,
and
It's kind of like Incredible Crisis.
And then
If I was
people go
only
like, why don't you excavate actual dinosaur bones, asshole?
yeah,
Why don't you learn paleontology? Why don't you get a degree?
because we can't, because those bones are there to trick Christians and test
Right.
their faith by the
That's
devil.
fucking-
Okay, wait. I have a headline for you.
Oh, please.
This is from Gamasutra. MTV Networks Asia Gig Media announced SpongeBob MMO.
Fuck! What?
It's from June 10th of last
Scratch
year.
that.
All right.
Well, I want Capcom to take a stab at Trauma Center and have it set as a prequel to Dr. Blanca before he goes green.
Before he becomes Ambassador Blanc.
Yeah, no, he still has the electric powers.
Okay.
But
So he's in South America.
He's a doctor in Brazil.
So he's off the map.
in
with
the game,
ABC.
to be authentic, is all in Portuguese.
Okay.
No, it will not be translated.
Good.
It'll be subtitled. That's
I
it.
can't be taken
Subs,
out of
not dubbed,
I can't be
right?
taken out of the game like that.
Okay, do we have enough yet? Because
We need a number 3.
I'm kind of out of it. It can't be based on anything.
Yeah, just think of a game, man. Dinosaur Hero was the last one. Dig up bones was
Call of Duty Hong Kong. It's
Call
a
of Duty-
companion
That's a
piece
sequel.
to True Crime
That's a
Hong
sequel.
Kong.
That's
That would be a
Oh,
sequel.
you're right. You're right.
I want fictitious crime, Sydney, Australia.
I want a really fun, for the Wii, Westboro Baptist Church protest simulator where you wave signs all the livelong day and avoid falling cops as you make
I
fun of
want a
soldiers at their
high-speed
funerals.
bulldozer simulator.
Ooh,
Okay,
I like
that's
it.
good. That's good.
I like it.
And number one game we want announced:
Number 1,
Rock Fight.
I want
Oh, I remember having those.
Rock Fight.
They were dangerous.
Oh, me too.
Is
Those
that-
were hard days in Palestine.
So you just is it fight with rocks? Is it rock stars in battle? Who knows?
Can be a revolutionary new game on iPhone OS.
I haven't thought this out very hard, but I really want the video game equivalent of Teddy Ruxpin. Like an actual
that reads me stories?
robot doll.
You want a video game that will move its mouth to audio tapes?
Michael, Yes.
Okay.
But I would
One, yes.
maybe
2.
maybe it's Teddy Ruxpin 2.0.
What
Teddy,
about
Teddy Zaxxon?
What if Game Loft made Ready Tuxpin?
Ready Tuxpin? What was the fucking Game Loft game announced today? Modern Combat Black Pegasus? That's a real Game Loft game.
Well, then Capcom released what? Fluxo. What was the game Capcom ripped off of Explosion?
Mr. Explosion or Mr.
Explosion?
Max Explosion.
Explosion.
Oh, good.
That was weird. Okay, wait. Let's go.
When we come back,
we're going to talk about some new games, including
Ghost
Venetica.
Trick.
Can't wait. Ghost Trick. Ghost Trick the Whip. DC Universe Online. We're going to make fun of some mainstream media horseshit.
yes. I have two. NES comparisons.
We have kind of a quizathon.
Sort of.
Kind of a quizathon
Wait.
based on your question of the week. What's
I'm
up?
not going to be quizzed, am I?
You might be.
Yes,
you might be. You might be.
directly.
You're not expected to know most of these answers, so you're okay.
Okay.
And in the breaks, I'm splitting up a track from Christian Finnegan's Au Contraire album that is all about video games. I don't know where I stumbled upon it, but it was pretty funny. And all the intros and outro musics will be classic DC video game music because I was sort of won over by DC Universe Online.
The game music of the week, game music of the day on Wednesday, today when we're recording this, was Batman Return of the Joker.
All I gotta tell you, Life and Death of Superman music, just, I can't say anything else. It rapes the concept of stereo and constantly mixes the music back and forth. It's insane.
That era of Super Nintendo music is really strange.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Unless it's like a top tier game, it's really bizarre.
It's really cool. But I chose good music from all these games. So someday I'll tell them. If you really care, I'll tell you what they are. But you got to go.
When we come back, I got some trivia for you about Life and Death of Superman.
Oh,
I do.
Oh my god, there's so much stuff in store for them when
I
they
know!
come back.
Checking this out is Kermit having sex with Miss Piggy.
It's amazing no one listens to this yet.
Hey, what's up? It's Tony Hawk. You were listening to TalkRadar at GamesRadar.com.
But I'm at this crucial point in my life that, it's like I'm 35, and I feel like my body has started to decay, but my brain is starting to regress into adolescence. Tell me this isn't a bad sign for my future. Last week, I hurt my back playing video games. It's kind of a nut slap from God, right? When you're playing Madden and you kick a field goal and you're like, to the right, oh, that's not good. Like, that doesn't fill you with confidence about your future. It's all I do in my free time is play video games. I'm a PlayStation man myself. PlayStation people? Okay. Xbox. Let me explain this to people who don't know much about video games. There's PlayStation and Xbox, which are like the Crips and the Bloods of the nerd worlds. For you older folks, the Sharks and the Jets. That's the stuff I know. When you're a Jet, kickball change. You get the point. But the problem is, they're rivals. PlayStation and Xbox, they're mortal enemies, but there's a respect between the two of them as long as you're not one of the Wii assholes. No, I'm sorry. No. If I wanted to move around, I would leave my apartment, okay? I don't need to waste energy doing that. That's my Doritos hand. I need that free. Like, if PlayStation and Xbox are the Crips and the Bloods, Wii is like whatever gang Sha Na Na was in. It's a much lamer gang. I can see I've left a few people in the dust. I apologize about that. Not everyone's on board. Some people think video games are juvenile and immature. Be honest with me. Who here thinks video games are juvenile? Anybody? Oh, you do? Okay, that's great. No, it's perfectly fine. Just one more question for you, sir. How does it feel to be so completely fucking wrong? Is that awkward at all for you? To be so back-asswards? The only reason you think video games are immature is that they haven't always existed. They've only been around 25, 30 years. It's not always going to be like that. As we get older, so will video games. In fact, I am in the first generation of Americans who are going to be 90 years old in rest homes like, fucking die, In fact, that's how I'm going to go. I'm going to be in a rocking chair playing Guitar Hero 28 on expert level, like, victory! Just flatline right there. With a smile on my face and carpal tunnel in my wrist. The elderly love video games. They just don't know it yet. Because just think about this. What do old people do for fun left to their own devices? They go to casinos, they play the slot machines. And what are slot machines other than piss-poor video games? An old person sits down, presses a button, goes, cherry, cherry, oh, lemon, game over. That's just a shitty game is all that is. That is sub-Donkey Kong bullcrap is what that is.
Coming to a screen near you in over 4,000 colors with full stereo sound on the largest portable video game screen in the world. Free only on Atari Lynx. Batman Returns. A $50 value, free with any purchase of the Atari Lynx game system. Now for a limited time only.
I'd buy that for $1.
TalkRadar. This show am good.
Talking radar. A talking radar.
You're listening to Radar 98.
What will they think of next? The radar that tells me what is on the screen?
Nothing but the smoothest radars all weekend long.
Smooth radar coming in with DC music. We are recording, Elston.
Is that bogey on ground or in air? How do I know without a talking radar?
Well, for all
Listening to Radar 98.3 and nothing but the smoothest radars all weekend long.
To tell me, alert, target is airborne, alert. All right.
Anybody else smell burning?
Oh, am I on fire?
No. Is that what that is?
Maybe it's all this soundproofing. Maybe it's the Great White Concert all over again.
I just hope it's not the MacBook fucking up again. And,
oh, dear.
Either way, we're going to try and move through this with minimal errors. We have new releases this week.
Sure do.
Yes.
We got new releases. Venetica, which I don't know anything about.
I just know it's getting kind of bad reviews.
But it was released like almost 2 years ago in Germany, and
was it?
Yeah, it's like it's been reviewed already by outlets who do not speak the English.
By Das Gamer?
By Das Gamer, by GameSpot.de or something like that.
I was flipping through OXM today. I think they gave it like a 5.
We've been doing so many FAFs lately. I know it's going to be perfect.
It's an MMO, though, isn't it?
No. It's for the 360. It's something like set in Venice where in the description was like where death is personified.
Yeah,
Is it brilliant?
We should totally do a FAP of it.
Exactly. Well, let's hope we can get the game. That's out.
Is that kind of like a God of War brawler?
No idea. Like, there's been like no publicity about it. I think Atari picked it up for publishing over here, but it's
I think we had an ad for it on our site.
We had a lot of ads for it, and I'm like, I still don't know.
Awesome.
I still don't know what kind of game it is.
I hope a lot of people clicked on
that.
Ad.
That guarantees at least a 7. So everything it does well after that.
Well, I mean, I'm sure I saw some of that money.
Only games that advertise with us can get up to 12. What else we have? Farming Simulator 2011.
Wait, tell me more about that.
Well, it's a simulation of
farming.
I give up. Where are all my sound effects? I'm so out of it. That's not even appropriate.
Is this the console's
Prinny 2?
Prinny 2 Operation Panties or whatever that game is called.
Panties Dude.
Panties Dude?
Yeah.
Operation Panties Dude?
I think.
Yeah?
Isn't it?
I think so, yeah.
What, is this a sequel to that 1,000 like
Yeah,
Prinny.
Can I really be the hero?
Can I really be the hero?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm trying to load up. It's got a 74 right now.
Cool.
Punishingly hard platformer. I imagine.
But it's like pretty cute. I love the sprites and I love Prinnies in general.
Yeah,
so it's like
I love the Prinnies.
There's 10 reviews of it right now, and everything I touch zooms in. iPad, thank you.
Kingdom Hearts Recoded also came out this week for the DS, which I have surprisingly little to nothing to say about it. Yeah, I don't know. Don't know anything about it. It's a remake of a mobile game with new cutscenes for the DS.
Which one is it a remake of?
Of Coded. It was a mobile game in Japan a couple years ago.
Oh, that's important.
There's a new launch trailer out at the time of recording.
It's averaging a 67 currently, so I think it's time they rein Kingdom Hearts in. And like, you know what people want? Kingdom Hearts 3.
Yeah, maybe
they don't need all this. People want to have the story elaborate. No, we just want fucking 3. Please.
That was the crux behind the stupid top 7 entries. That just throw in as much Disney shit as you can. Like Epic Mickey had more than you, and it was your idea, Kingdom Hearts. So you one up them.
Kingdom Hearts is getting to the point where it's like not as much Disney nor as much Final Fantasy.
Well, I think
it's just becoming more Kingdom Hearts.
That's what happens with being joint owned. It's a Final Fantasy game wrapped in a Disney shell, and it's carried out like a Final Fantasy game. And so the longer it goes
Dressed in lawyers.
Nice.
Kind of seems to be indicative of everything that's been wrong with Square Enix lately. It's like we're not making a game here. We're making a multi-game experience. It'll be. You need to know all the backstory before we can continue.
It's the same shit that's going on in comics now, where they can't have a series that just is the story. There's we got to buy Shadowland Daredevil #1 and Shadowland Spider-Man and Shadowland Bullseye. It's like, meanwhile, I'm just trying to read Daredevil, man.
Yeah, I just wanted to. Hey, calm down. You'll think of something.
Oh.
Ghost Trick the Whip, Phantom Detective.
Ghost Trick, Phantom Detective. It's averaging an 83.
Cool.
Joystick gave it a 1,000.
A 1,000?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Is that allowed?
No. Someone should tell them it's not allowed. GameSpot was a 9. Carolyn reviewed it for us, gave it an 8. She really enjoyed it.
She twittered that it was the ending made her.
Yeah, she said the ending made her teary-eyed, and
really?
that it had a very good story. And unlike the Phoenix, it's from the same. God, I don't remember creator Phoenix Wright. I forget the actual history of it in that regard, but it has that same thing where it's very fun characters you care to know more about.
Right.
But unlike the Phoenix Wright games, which are typically, until very recently, are not made for the DS, they were GBA games that were ported. This has been, from the ground up a DS game, so the animation is really nice.
It looks good from the trailer.
Yeah, and it's actually really. I'm gonna play it next week while I'm on the road. So I'm really interested in it. I haven't played any Phoenix Wright games still, and I thought, when I go on the flight, I'll finally play the first Phoenix Wright. But then Carolyn was really, excited about Ghost Trick, and now she's beaten it. So I'm like, well, I'll just play Ghost Trick.
Yeah,
I think it'll be kind of how when everyone played the first Phoenix Wright and was really taken with it. I feel like that's what Ghost Trick, if that's possible to do again, this late in the DS's life, I think that's what it could be again. It's a lot of promise.
I'm more excited about that than Okamiden, personally.
Yeah, I don't know why I'm not more excited about Okamiden.
Okamiden, what I played, it's been about a year, almost a year, but I mean, it's a little less of a, not quite as grand a scale as Okami on PS2, but I mean, it's still a full adventure. It should be pretty.
Do you think that we'll change our annual award to this year's Okamiden?
No.
You think Okamiden will be this year's Okami?
No, that'll be.
We give the Okamiden award to Shadow of the Colossus Recoded.
We'll have forgotten about Ghost Trick by the time December rolls around.
I won't.
Not if this story has anything
not
to
if
say
you check
about
my Amazon wish list. We also have DC Universe Online. Glad I paid attention to the good buzz. I went through the painful task of setting up one of our when we set up a PS3. It's PS3 especially that's not our own and has to adjust to settings on wherever we're setting it up. Isn't the biggest pain in the ass? It has
always a pain in the ass
to connect to the internet and.
But it's also an MMO on top of all that.
It is, that too.
It's not
meant to be a portable system.
Exactly, but that was infuriating because DC Universe, you'll need this much because it needs 16 gigs to install. You'll need blah blah, and it gave me a fucking specific number in kilobytes. We're gonna need 11 billion 100 kilobytes. So I was trying to figure out the math, and I go and delete BioShock had a 5 gig install. It was all stuff from our 24-hour marathon that I had to delete, but all those games required giant installs. Deleted all that game data. finally got it, and like, okay, now you can install. You've made enough memory. It took an hour to install, got to 93%, and said, we're going to need another 64 megabytes.
Yeah, but I mean, for all the time you spent, like, that is still short, I feel, for setting up an MMO.
Those of us who remember Final Fantasy XI on the PS2.
You could be right, but that is a data management issue, and to tell me after you're done you need 64 megabytes, and you have to start the entire process over, that you will not save the install that's already gone down.
It should have scanned it and been like, you're going to need 64 megs.
I deleted more than it needed.
Final Fantasy XI was that every other week. Every time you start it up. In the
difference with that is, like, it's PS2 in 2003 or 4. Like, this is 2011, and I'm
just saying,
significantly more powerful hardware and better
internet.
internet.
How good they got it, man.
But that's
and
the
it's
thing.
still that obnoxious.
We loaded it up. I was very. Asked Tyler, I was very afraid. Like, this is my first MMO.
I know,
my first
it was
time setting up an MMO. Like, I've never set up an MMO before.
You popped your MMO cherry.
And I wanted Tyler to fap it with me.
Yeah, it was fun.
And I'm setting it up myself, and I was absolutely surprised how few crashes there are. I've set up tons of other online games and whatnot. No crashes. We got it loaded. It loaded up instantly. Didn't require me to give a credit card.
Yeah. The loading screens were quick too.
Yeah, and the loading screens were like,
it better be. It installed
faster
16
than
gigs.
Bayonetta.
Everything worked fine. It didn't occur to me until after we played it, but like, as far as a superhero punch brawler goes, it's better than every one I've seen this generation already, outside of like not being clearly defined on what to do, because it is an MMO.
Right.
Like, it has a better combo system. It has a better ability tree. All that other stuff. It looks kind of amazing.
Yeah, I watched the FAP you guys did, and
I
one, I was really turned on, and two, I was really more interested in DCU than I had been.
I like how straightforward it is, and it's just like it doesn't try and do like a really nasty I love the animated output, but the animated output takes DC very seriously. This is all happening in the real world. Right. This is just very straightforward. Like, this is a comic universe,
right?
And Tyler and Henry were just commenting like how well certain comic book tropes, age-old comic book tropes, work to an MMO. Like, the boom tube is fucking perfect. It's perfect for an MMO.
Just for zoning in and out.
Go wherever you want.
Yeah. Works great for moving along.
Destabilize the boom tube.
The boom tube. We were, and I really did like the story about it. Like, all the superheroes are annihilated.
Yeah.
Lex Luthor has to come back in time, and Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman have to train civilians in order to fight, keep this from happening.
Right.
At the same time, though, seeing that trailer for the first time was kind of a huge letdown, just because it's like, wow, I'm really interested in this now. This looks like the kind of world I'd want to set a DC MMO in, and oh no, that's not the world. That's the world you're trying to prevent.
Yeah, again.
The game doesn't actually have an armored Batman and Joker firing a rocket launcher.
Well, that just like Old Republic, these MMO trailers are so amazing, and then you play the game.
I still think
and
it's
like, but come on, just stop making these.
Being able to go, but
just make a 30-minute movie, and I'll be much happier.
It's easy to think of Gotham and Metropolis coexisting with one another on a comic book page, but when you think of them as like different, like huge prototype, huge levels that you trap, Gotham is completely distinct from Metropolis.
Yeah,
and look and feel, and I thought that was really fucking cool.
No, that's really cool. The only thing that gets me...
And Tyler's just like, I'm going outside. He left the Gotham police station after talking to... Commissioner Gordon.
No, the only thing that bothers me is the $15 a month. That seems awfully steep.
I think it might technically be $12.
The website said it was $14.99 with an asterisk next to it, and I didn't bother to go through the process of signing up for their newsletter to figure out what that asterisk was. We chose the Batman character. We chose Schmegma.
That's right.
Sex Panther. They wouldn't accept Bonerar.
Really?
Bone, B-O-N-E, capital R-A-W-R.
It's because it still has boner in it.
Boner.
Yeah, like try typing in the word therapist, and that'll get banned because it says the rapist, stuff like that.
Fucking Rock Band wouldn't let me name my band Zamboner. That's really but then Vagiant is okay.
Police station with Commissioner Gordon.
The GCPD can use every hero it can get.
Yeah, Commissioner Gordon. I don't know. It was really cool.
Thank you for showing up here in spandex and a catsuit.
Nightwing's hanging out.
You look like a stable individual.
I think we beat
But
up...
if you remember in the FAP, while we were talking to Commissioner Gordon, there are all these players in the hub destroying his desk, which I thought was fun.
Yeah.
Like, it didn't
remember due process of law and how it doesn't apply to you.
Yeah.
I remember we really wanted to talk to Robin, and we didn't like what he said the first time, so we tried.
Hey, I have to get right back out there. Maybe we can talk later.
Yeah,
hey, I have to get right back out there. Maybe we can talk later.
Robin's a douche in that game.
But I'm guessing,
but in a good way.
I'm guessing he doesn't actually leave. I bet he stands there forever.
Until a exclamation point appears above his head.
But I was really surprised how quickly Tyler ran out, hit the sprint button. It's got that online MMO sprint that, I don't know, the distinction between the jog and like the I really have to get across the map fast.
Yeah.
Was super cool. And then you climbed to the top of a building with a bat signal going off and glowing beacons of stuff to do.
And those Zeppelins that look like the ones in the animated series, the Warner Brothers one.
Yeah, it
looks great.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, like Tyler, you were saying in the FAP, I mean, the bit here is you create a character and then you choose a mentor. Mm-hmm. Who all can you choose as a mentor on the good and evil side?
I think
Joker is
okay. For the good side, it's Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, and I believe for the villain side, it's Joker, Lex Luthor, and Catwoman. I want to say. I'm not 100% confident.
Yeah. Seems sound effects are bad.
Catwoman's not really a leader kind of.
Yeah, that's
thing.
why I doubt. I might also be getting confused because in addition to choosing your mentor, you can also template your character off of another hero or villain. So you kind of look like them and you have the same sort of powers and abilities. They'll like auto-select them for you.
So you're also saying there's areas where you actually do get to play as Joker, Batman.
Yeah, those are restricted to special like PvP areas where you take on the role of one of the. Yeah.
So if you pick like Joker as your mentor, do you have to look like an Insane Clown Posse reject?
No, you don't. I think it will automatically if you choose Joker as your mentor.
I assume your home base
I just imagine like all of his followers look like juggalos.
Miracles.
You can make them look like juggalos, but I mean you could pick whatever superpowers or.
Can I just make a character named Super Juggalo?
Yeah, why not?
I made
nuclear whore.
I made a pretty nice looking Harley Quinn-ish kind of a villain.
So how does did you play any City of Heroes?
I actually have only played it very briefly. But,
so I wonder like how this compares to people who were like really into City of Heroes and then want to try this, or City of Villains and are like pros cons versus that.
Well, like City of Heroes, DC Universe kind of takes off running. Like you have, like you played the tutorial.
It sucks we had to skip the tutorial, which was the more action-centric level, where you ran through, beat the shit out of stuff, leveled up, gained new abilities. In the FAP, we don't even like get a chance to use them mostly because we're just trying to show you everything. We went to the Watchtower, where you can buy a Robin costume and look like Robin, but you're not Robin. But,
right. You're robot.
But still, that's essentially what you want to do. You want to dress like DC characters, and the options there.
Interesting.
I like the art style. It has that nice hint of cartooniness to it.
Yeah, exactly. I've been very proud of DC's animated.
Yeah. So you're saying buy, Tyler? PC versus PC, which one?
You know, it's an MMO, so I would want to play it on the PC. I don't know.
But then the main criticisms I'm hearing about it from internet forums and whatnot is that this is a platforming game. This is a console MMO brought to PC.
Well, you do see things like if you play a lot of PC MMOs, you will notice things like, for example, just the way the UI is set up. Yeah. It's not the same as it's not the standard PC MMO setup. Like there's not as much mapping to your number keys. You know, you have fewer skills like map to hotkeys. You know, and things like that. But I never felt like it was dumbed down. Which I felt in some cases when I was playing 14 online, where I felt like, oh, this is screwed up because it's also for consoles, you know what I mean? And I felt a little jilted and frustrated.
So there are no like professional reviews for either version, obviously, because it's an MMO and it's just now out.
It's kind of silly to review an MMO.
Yeah, the only thing that's like coming in are like these user reviews, which are like tens and ones. It's like, I love it. Fucking sucks. So it's like that doesn't help anybody.
So can I just like hammer on buttons and it'll be like a brawler, or will that just queue up actions?
It plays very brawler, like with light punches and heavy punches, and holding down a button to queue up skills and stuff like that.
All right.
I don't know.
I'm curious.
I was very, very surprised by it. And can we call this the first console MMO of this generation? Is that what that is? Is this really that?
I mean,
no,
I guess
11 I think is on 360. I think
In
Final
some
Fantasy
weird
11.
way, it is. I think.
well, 14 came out first, technically.
But it's not on PS3 yet.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah.
So I think this is like
it's
the
delayed
PS3's
indefinitely.
first MMO, and I'm absolutely dude. I loaded up the EverQuest PS2. It was like even like getting to the menus. Like this is not going to be good or fun, and I'm not paying for this. If you're even curious, but you don't like MMOs, if you want to pay, stay tuned for game deals too. If you're even curious, how long do you play a game when you buy it and you don't take it online? Elston, Michael, how long would you say?
Well, depending on the type of game, anywhere from like 8 to 25 hours.
Unless it's
25 hours. There's a 30-day free trial where you don't have to enter in. I was worried about having to enter a credit card and like they just continue charging me.
Yeah.
That didn't happen. The 30-day trial is free. So if you think you're going to play a brawler popular with DC characters for 30 days, just fucking try it out and put your credit card in if you want to keep playing.
So here's another question: How important is it to team up with other people, or can you just solo?
When I was playing during the beta, I soloed all the way. I hardly did any group stuff. But when I did do group stuff, they kind of set it up so that it was really easy to jump into. Like there are these group player versus environment or PvE events called alerts, where like, say for example, like Martian Manhunter might pop up on your screen and say, hey, there's this Queen Bee is on the moon building this thing, we have to stop her. And then you join into the level and it's just a bunch of players just fighting through this zone. And it's kind of like controlled chaos. You just go up there and fight against the mini bosses and work your way up to the final boss.
So do you have to do like big raids against Darkseid or something like that?
I'm sure there will be at the in the kind of the end game stuff, but I found fun cooperative play stuff that wasn't, you didn't have to go into looking for group channel and try to build a party with the healer and the tank and whatnot.
See, that's the ironic thing, because I always liked MMOs in that, like, I'm a big sandbox player, and it's like, oh, here's a big world I can explore. I always hated, it's like, I have to partner up with a stranger to get past this part.
Right.
No, fuck it. It's weird to say. It's like, I play MMOs, but I hate the social aspect. But that's kind of the case.
But Tyler,
I play WoW. I know where you're coming from.
He keeps asking, like, are we going to play? Because we should play in the office. You wouldn't mind teaming up with me or Brett or Tyler.
I mean, that's what sounds interesting to me. Is the idea of like some Saturday or Sunday we do a TDar Saturday and we all jump on DC Universe Online.
That would be fun.
It sounds really fun to me.
Got to see if I can get a press pass.
Take over the town, man.
DC Universe Online, good stuff. I was fucking blown away because I remember I bitched just last week about Gran Turismo's online infrastructure. I cannot believe this was pulled off so. I don't want to say flawlessly because obviously you can't see in the first day, but just that there was no problems. There were people running around everywhere. Like the frame rate gave me no indication it was ever online. No stuttering, no frame rate drops. It's kind of floored.
You didn't walk into all these empty rooms that are still loading like in Final Fantasy 14.
I'm pretty sure I found Veronica in that video. Because
around for a while in the rooms, finally everything pops into existence. You're standing in the middle of a table.
I don't know if it's still like that in 14. That's how it was when I tried.
I saw a lot of tweets, like just around from different outlets, all different, like Game Informer, and I forgot who else I saw, but they were all like, "And this is pretty fun."
Like, if it sounds like I'm hyping it up, I'm really like I feel very apologetic for shitting on it for what feels like 3 years.
Yeah, we gave it a lot of shit.
I kind of wish there weren't all those DC Universe ads on our site, but I mean, this is from the heart. I like it.
Yeah. No, I was just.
You know what I mean?
I want to see. I want to play an MMO eventually.
I'm like beyond skeptical of it from like the moment they announced it, and I'm still not sold on it. But like watching you guys play it, I was like, playing it on a console, maybe that's the boundary that was missing for me. And now that that's been crossed, maybe I'll give it a try. And I don't know. I'm curious. I'm curious for the first time ever. Granted, it took comic book characters to do that, so.
Christianity makes my tummy hurt.
That is so old. Why is that here?
I put that in there as a surprise. God damn it!
Oh, okay.
While you were gone, I was loading up sound effects that were really old.
I was looking. That's usually what's down there.
No, it isn't. I filled an empty hole down there.
Well, things have been changing. Going through.
You need a human soundboard.
A human soundboard?
Yeah.
You want to do one? You want to be my Michael Winslow?
Yeah. Yeah.
Go ahead. Do a bird for me. Okay. Wait a second. Wait a second. What arcade game was that? What flight shooter was that?
I don't know.
Just kidding.
Life Force?
Just kidding. Yes! I'll give it to you.
Yes!
Life Force. It was Life Force the whole time. We should get into Quizorama. Quizorama, I wish I had more. I'll just throw some applause in. There we go. This has brought to my attention. We haven't made fun of the mainstream media in some time.
Oh, yeah, this thing.
And I'm glad, only because I wanted to lightly talk about the really bothersome tragedy in Arizona.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very surprised they haven't blamed games yet.
They kind of have.
They kind of have, but you know who's jumped on it way more?
Who?
Gaming sites. Gaming sites look to me like they're I'm going to say foaming at the bit. Foaming at the bit to write about.
Are they champing at the mouth? Also?
Champing at the mouth to write about John Loeffner and his connection to video games and how it seems like they're more desperate to do it. And I did see a really pathetic article on his friend said he was a gamer, but nothing specific. But his YouTube video had drowning pools, bodies hit the floor.
Uh-oh.
And then they went on to explain the lyrics and what
does the song "Let the Bodies Hit the Floor" really mean?
But they didn't mention that it's been in every film trailer for 15 years.
And they probably were the first ones to actually pay any sort of attention to the lyrics and what they mean.
Yeah, which is sort of nasty, but whatever. The mainstream media, always a funny treatment towards video games. I know they're waiting for something, but I really just... Even I went researching for this guy's Xbox Live account. I watched all his YouTubes. And I watch all his YouTube videos. They're it just looks like... You can see the madness. See the madness in this guy's YouTube videos. And but yes, all the game sites are trying to report on everything they can on this Arizona shooter. Here was another mainstream article on the lighter side of that. The Wall Street Journal. Very reputable news source.
Yeah.
I believe one of the widest circulated publications in the world.
One of them, yeah.
Probably. I don't know. The Christian Science Monitor was number 3 when I was in college, but I think they went all online. I'm not kidding. It was number 3 in 2004.
You're not kidding?
No.
Okay.
Christian Science Monitor was the 3rd highest circulating publication in the world.
Crazy, man.
USA Today, Wall Street Journal, Christian Science Monitor.
But what's their video game coverage like?
Spotty at best.
Probably terrible. Probably mostly left behind patches.
They wrote the best review I ever read of Super Noah's Ark.
Yeah.
So 3D.
Oh, don't forget Moses' incident.
And Bible.
It was hard to say when I'm drunk. Why did I choose
Bible
those words?
Church.
Bible Church.
360.
Don't forget Book Thump.
I was more a fan of
What would be the achievements?
I was more into Book Thump 64, honestly. All right,
that is the one it takes years to get, but abstinence.
So anyway.
That's the biggest achievement you can get.
When does abstinence finally kick in? When have you successfely achieved abstinence?
I want to know.
What age? When is it okay to go nuts?
What age is death? You got to abstain.
Depends on what age you get married at, Brent.
I mean, I guess the average age.
You have to stop abstaining when you get married?
Yeah.
Cancel my Christianity. I'm turning in my card.
It makes your tummy hurt.
No. Yeah.
I knew it would come up.
Man.
I knew it would come up.
Oh, man. I'm saving it for the real surprise. Well, the Wall Street Journal had... I don't know. I don't even know how much fun to make of this.
A lot.
Because I was I don't want to make fun of the copy because I'd only glazed over a couple of entries.
The copy's kind of bad.
And the first one is ridiculous.
Yeah. But first we should say...
set up this
headline.
Have you seen it, Tyler? Brett, did you see it?
No,
I saw it.
You saw it. I was going to do a quiz, but I didn't know you guys would all see it eventually.
I mean, I don't remember the words.
The headline.
Unsung Games.
Unsung Game Heroes.
Unsung Game Heroes
2010.
of 2010.
And then the headline goes on to say, these are the games that is what were those, beneath the hype?
Yeah, underneath the hype, no Beatles, no Mario Kart. These were the games.
No Mario Kart.
Wait. So the Wall Street Journal is doing list articles now?
Yep.
Barely.
No, not only that, but underrated lists.
I hesitate to call it a list article because anyone in this room could shit a better, literally just squat over a piece of paper and shit a better list article.
A couple of the entries.
That's what I did a few months ago.
A couple of the entries were okay. But when they start with Xbox 360. Unsung Games. Does anybody have a nomination? Unsung Game of the Year? Xbox 360.
Something obscure. Flew under the radar.
Maybe Enslaved is one of mine.
Yeah, you could probably argue something like Limbo. I mean,
Limbo?
outside of the games industry, I don't think it was that big of a deal.
Well,
Monday Night Combat.
Monday Night Combat. There you go. Everybody's already forgotten about that.
Yeah.
Oh, well, Elston, sorry. That is not what's on the first entry in the Wall Street Journal's Unsung Game Heroes of... It's Fallout New Vegas.
Huh.
Fallout New Vegas. Fallout New Vegas.
Wait. Tell me about this.
Fallout New Vegas.
You need to read the
This
description
entry in particular, the first entry is the biggest offender. I got to get my Wall Street Journal. I got to talk like Cameron trying to get out of school on Ferris Bueller's Day Off. The common role-playing game experience goes a little something like this. Hit A button to attack. Hit B button to defend. Repeat roughly 50 times. Beat game and live with the shame of knowing these hours will never be recovered. What the fuck are you talking about? What role-playing game do you hit A to attack and B to defend?
The one is Final Fantasy 1.
Yeah, not even that. Not even that. And also, it's like, wait a minute. If you're going to make the joke about and do it a lot of times, like 50 times wouldn't even get you through like level 10, man.
Yep.
Like 5,000, like 5 million. Like you make the joke. You don't want to use numbers that are like quanta. Like I know how many times is 50. I know I push a button one anyway. Yes, thank you.
Pro tip number 1: make up a word for numbers like uku bazillion,
like grillion.
Yeah, or grozillion.
Here we go on the Wall Street Journal.
But I'm surprised. I never heard of Fallout prior to this.
I know, isn't that crazy?
Unsung for real.
I never knew what that thing was in the margins of our website.
I swear there weren't 4
and
games.
The thing that our readers said they were most looking forward to.
I swear there weren't 4 games based on that already.
What else happened with the 360 this year? Clearly there's some unsung stuff.
Well, that Kinect thing came out.
This is true.
I've heard of that, though.
This is true. Can you think of an unsung Kinect game?
Adrenaline Misfits?
Ooh, Elston.
Ooh.
I'm sorry. It would, in this case, in the Wall Street Journal's case, it'd be Dance Central. The unsung, highest-rated, highest-selling game on the entire platform.
Right.
It'd be Dance Central.
Oh, right. The one that Old Navy gave away for free on their Thanksgiving ads. So no one's heard of that.
No one's heard of that. There's TV commercials everywhere.
The one Microsoft rolls out at every possible opportunity.
Yes. Michael had a theory that he wrote this and his headline was changed.
Yeah, see, what I think, it's the author of this piece is Daniel Dumas, who may or may not...
man.
Everybody's making that joke, late to the party.
No, I just got here.
But he may or may not also be a Wired associate editor named Daniel Dumas. I'm not sure if they're the same person. I would imagine they probably are. But I remembered after getting a good laugh out of this that in newspapers, the writer almost never writes the headline or the strapline. That's always the copy editors who may or may not know anything about video games. So I
can corroborate.
I'm going to guess the way this went down is somebody asked him for
an article about video games.
Yeah, it's just like, could you give us a list of like, not like Call of Duty, but something like a little more like, that maybe mainstream audiences wouldn't have heard of. And so he
games for gamers.
Right, what games are like the gamers really interested in? Not like the big mainstream successes, and so he's like, okay, I'll put together a list of these big games that, like, we know about them. That, to us, they're AAA titles. To Ma and Pa dumbass who never shop for games.
I wish they'd
this
move
may be
away.
the first time they've heard of them.
I'm so sick of them being my neighbors.
It's so weird, like Puerto Rico.
But their daughter, Jillian dumbass, super hot.
So giving this guy the benefit of the doubt, it's not unlikely that he just submitted that on those terms, and then the Wall Street Journal came up with this headline that completely just makes him look like an idiot.
Turns it into a comedy.
No, I agree. Like
they threw that headline. The copy editor threw that headline, the original one, in his round bin.
Round file.
Oh, round file.
Because I wrote game articles for newspapers before I got here, and I had that happen where I wrote an article with a headline, and then the article, because that headline didn't fit the space that the article ended up getting or whatever, it ended up becoming a totally different headline, and I'm like, but that's not what I wanted. And so if that's the case, I totally understand.
There's an entry in two in here which I think are awesome.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, it kicks off with that Fallout New Vegas when describing RPGs is all coming down to A and B buttons.
I also want to say, Tyler, there are only 3 kinds of people who use the phrase round file. They're crotchety old city editors at newspapers, journalism professors, and college kids who think they sound like professionals when they say that.
I think
that's why I said it.
Excuse to play that. Yes, somebody has spoken.
I usually just stick to fudge rounds.
File.
We're not even halfway through this list.
Yeah, okay, let's get moving.
This is the last entry in the unsung Microsoft Xbox 360 Game of the Year. What game flew under the radar? Didn't get enough attention. I'll give you a hint. It's a sequel.
like almost every other game on this list.
Yes. Yeah. It'd be Mass Effect 2. Mass
oh
Effect
my
2.
God.
Mass Effect 2.
Wow.
Mass Effect 2, the unsung game.
I kind of like what he says about this one, too.
Should I read it out?
Just read it.
Games where you blow enemies away with a rifle are typically heavy on action, light on storyline. Not ME2, with the immersive plot, takes more dramatic turns than an episode of All My Children.
Is that a contemporary reference?
Wasn't it canceled?
I know.
And in-game dialogue, no matter how small, have huge consequences on the game's outcome. Is it my Wall Street Journal accent okay? Is it great?
Keep going.
Don't worry about things becoming boring. There's a huge list of downloadable weapons, meaning you won't be hard-pressed to find new ways to kill bad alien guys.
Yeah, see, I just love the idea. It's like, this game won't ever be boring because you can download new weapons.
New weapons.
Yeah, I'm not concerned about criticizing
Could I pay for that?
I'm not big on criticizing anyone else's writing, because anyone can link to anything I've wrote and be like, you idiot. But just the premise of this article and whatever the headline was supposed to be is what gets me.
Let's just not go any more of the copy, because I have no right to be speaking this.
Yeah, I do
not need to be scrutinized. But these are the biggest PlayStation 3 unsung game.
Oh, geez, let me think. Let's go with Atelier Rorona from NIS.
I don't know what you said were
3D
actual words.
Game Heroes. 3D Game Heroes.
That would be Gran Turismo 5. Gran Turismo 5.
Who's ever heard
Nobody
of that?
knew about that.
I mean, you'll definitely get this one, because I know
I
you.
think the
you
PS2
really,
one sold only like 6 million copies.
You were. I know the 360 is really where people go to get their Gran Turismo.
I know. I guess so.
And you won't get the next one either. Even though you were championing this
I'm just not down with it anymore.
And it's not one word. Not that I'm going to be the grammar Nazi. You got no place for that. But Super Street Fighter 4. It's the unsung PS3 game of 2010, Super Street Fighter 4. Even though, according to my data,
I can kind of see that being on a list.
Why?
Because for a mainstream outlet, it's like it's an expansion to Street Fighter 4.
It's an inexpensive expansion that outsold the 360 version.
I can see why that
combining for over 1 million copies.
I can still see why.
I don't see how it's unsung. Well, this one,
there's 100 million people playing console games every day.
Then
2 million, 1 million bought a game.
This one will definitely. You'll understand this one. Unsung PS3 game. Mm-hmm. That'd be God of War 3. God of War 3.
Definitely, yeah.
No, but you don't hear anybody talking about God of War 3. It's no one's saying.
Wait, there's a God of War 3?
I know, isn't that crazy? We should have written about that.
I really like number 2.
Where was Michael?
Man, I can't believe we missed it.
I vaguely remember writing something about it. I think it was a preview, or maybe 6 previews and a review.
And the unsung. This is what leads me to believe it's not the writer's fault. It is something he was forced to do. The Wii games, the unsung Wii games of the year. Number 1, GoldenEye 007.
Oh, God.
The one game I think was the most high-profile third-party game. Period.
Probably so.
Number 2 is Tiger Woods PGA Tour.
Who the fuck?
Because I think his executive editor heard of that.
Yeah. Well, the deal with that one was it used Wii Motion Plus, which it was the first one that did that.
Hold on, I'm falling out too.
No, I got to tell you. So Wii Motion Plus. No. So the cat from outer space. The cat from outer space.
Woo! His collar lights up.
It does. Does he speak English or does he speak all languages?
Telepathically.
Okay, cool. But say I were Australian, would he have an Australian accent?
Oh, okay. Yes.
What if I were producer of Heavy Rain? Would he?
But you have to understand, Elson.
Suddenly from Latvia instead of France.
When you think with your head brain, you do not think in words all the time. Not images, not words. What do you think in? Only cat from outer space knows answer. Last underrated game year. Well, that would have to be Star Wars: The Force Unleashed 2. The most underrated game of the year.
Who the fuck has heard of Star Wars?
I take issue with this because I bet this will end up outselling the other console versions because most people don't want to play this game. Mm-hmm. 2, it was fucking terrible, and if it was unsung, which it wasn't, it was for a reason because it fucking sucks. Yeah. The rating, the Metacritic's they're all in at this point, and they're terrible for this.
Well,
game.
Michael, you beat it, didn't you?
Yeah, I did,
and it wasn't very.
And it was I remember somebody messaged me in the middle and was like, "Oh, don't waste your time playing that trash." I'm like, "Don't tell me how to do my fucking job." But so anyway, I was. It was thinking at that point, it's like, it's not that bad. And then, like, the boss battle set in. It's like, the boss battles are fucking atrocious.
Heard the Vader one was particularly...
Oh, it goes on forever! It never fucking ends. You get in a few good hits, and then he jumps off to another platform, and you gotta fight your way through all these clones of yourself to get to him over and over and over again.
You got so red so fast.
I got red?
Wow. But it's Star Wars.
That's what I'm saying.
But the Terra Droid battle's just fucking awful. But the rest of it, it's like a pretty serviceable brawler with force powers. But it just everything somehow feels smaller than the first game.
I disagree.
Yeah,
I totally disagree. I think that game gets away with a lot because of its license.
It
just
does.
a whole fucking lot.
True.
It almost feels like there has to be a terrible movie somewhere that it's based off of.
Maybe.
That's how Force Unleashed feels to me.
And then the ending doesn't make sense, whatever ending you get with the camera.
And that's sort of the point, because like the whole point is a license, and they even like baffle me when it comes to the canon that they're fucking with.
Because they insist on, no, we're going to keep... This takes place in between this very tight frame of space that we've given for these 6 movies. No, this takes place in the 7 minutes when Han Solo walked in that hallway. He had a coma and had this entire dream sequence of him saving Ewoks. That's what this game is. You didn't see that in the original movie. But then the next scene when he's laying down and he gets off the table, that's him waking up from his coma where he saved Ewoks. So it's Han Solo Adventures, it's Star Wars dash Ewoks.
It's also...
Why you gotta ruin the ending for me, man?
It's just keyword the game.
Yeah, it's not clear when it's set, but then the Endor DLC seems to put it more or less in line with Return of the Jedi.
I'm done. I can't even begin to muster. Just watch the Red Letter reviews again. Endlessly entertaining. Chris, what you doing? Should we keep talking?
No, I'm okay. I really wish I had my Vader. What? I don't have it, though.
That's pretty close, though.
Fuck me.
What?
Quack? Let's bust into the next segment.
What's the next segment?
It's segment 3. It's where we go in our community shit, Tyler.
Yeah.
And maybe
I've got a quiz for everyone based off the question of the week.
That's right.
I've got the NES music I wanted you to play really quick.
Oh, yeah, let's do that.
So this week when I was doing Game Music of the Day, Wednesdays was Batman Return of the Joker, and while just clicking through YouTube videos and my own files to find a good song to use, I discovered, very strangely, there's a song that sounds remarkably like a song from Mega Man 2. So if you want to play the Batman music first, this is the stage select for Batman Return of the Joker. Wow!
Oh, hey.
I think it's the Game Boy version specifically, though.
My mind is blown.
Yeah, so now play the Mega Man 2 stage select. I was really surprised by this, and I really pride myself on knowing video game music, but like Batman Return of the Joker completely passed me by, and I only really knew one song from that game, so finding that the Game Boy soundtrack is actually really good. There's a reason Game Boys are used for chiptunes is because they're fucking brilliant at making really simple but catchy songs, and the quality of the sound that comes out of a Game Boy is just so fucking beautiful.
Those full-bodied bleeps.
Yeah, man, it's different from an NES. It's not quite the same, so that's why Game
Boy wants it more.
Yeah, it does. But play the Batman one again. I just really couldn't believe. I don't know how it's dead on.
Okay, well, I don't have the comparison tune, but I did look this up because I was looking for DC old NES Super Nintendo games to get music from, and in stage 4 of the first Sunsoft Batman game,
it's pretty good music.
Remarkably Castlevania.
This is a good song. It has echoes of Bloody Tears, but not.
But then it sort of kicks in at the same time.
Yeah, I agree.
You can see what it's modeled after.
Yeah.
I can't sit down anymore, man.
Tyler, we got to finish this podcast, man. You got to stop dancing.
Gotta dance.
Okay.
Batman for NES, which also is the same company. Sunsoft made both of those games, and Sunsoft makes fucking excellent music for its NES games.
Used to make excellent.
Used to. Now they make pachinko machines or something.
Yeah,
but they're pachinko machines with excellent
music. And by the way,
nobody dings like
while you're like bobbing your head while you're pumping.
I love you, pachinko.
Just
Nicolas Cage.
Ah, somebody. God, I'm so glad Michael's here.
Was that from Bangkok Pachinko?
Look up.
No, it's from
Nicolas Cage's fucking pachinko
Just go
commercial.
to japander.com if it's still there.
while looking up that Batman stuff, I found out that Angry Video Game Nerd apparently covered that song at some point. So yes, I realized that he already mentioned it once sometime a million years ago.
Well, then you ripped him off.
I did. Apparently I did. I found out something he did too, completely separately.
Ignorance mixed with parallel thought makes you a thief.
I stole this idea.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. No, I found that out after I discovered that, and I was like, oh, so this isn't a revelation like I thought it was. I just thought it was interesting.
I've never heard that before.
Yeah, I
played
neither.
both games to death. Well, not Return of the Joker.
Nobody did.
But I played a lot.
The Game Boy one?
Oh, no.
That's what that's from.
No.
But
I didn't even play the Brainiac sound effect. Brainiac, Henry pointed out, is the same voice who does Brainiac in the Superman cartoon.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. Foolish human.
Yeah.
You have doomed yourself.
I know that voice. The Superman and Batman animated series are both very good.
Yeah.
Batman more so than Superman, but Superman is
all
also...
that shit went on Netflix. All those movies went on Netflix, and they're pretty good. No, they are. Fuck.
I agree.
All right.
You're going to tell me, so...
Fine! I'm going to break. We're going to go to break with more DC music. You're going to hear more Christian Finnegan, The Break, off his Au Contraire album.
So I've got a quiz for Question of the Week.
Lots of good game deals this week. Hooray.
Phone calls.
Phone calls will be ready eventually.
See you then.
Sure.
Promise.
Why?
Hi, this is Bill Corbett of Mystery Science Theater 3000 and RiffTracks.com, and you're listening to TalkRadar. Did I say that right? TalkRadar, not the TalkRadar.
And you have no idea what you are capable of, man. I'm telling you, video games give you a sense of accomplishment that the real world does not provide. Because the games I like to play, like Medal of Honor, Splinter Cell, Grand Theft Auto, you get to go on missions. That's right, fuckers, missions. When's the last time you went on a mission? Never. Oh, I got a promotion last year. Well, yesterday, I freed the fucking princess. So who had a bigger day? Who had a bigger day? This guy, that's who. Numero un. And I'm Super Bowl MVP, so suck on that. And you have no concept of what you are capable of emotionally if you do not play video games. You have a reservoir of passion that you have never learned to access until you've had one of those nights where you've been playing the same game and you've been killed 22 times in a row trying to complete that same mission. And now the sun is beginning to rise. The birds are starting to chirp. You have to be at work in 4 hours. Your hands are sweaty. Your eyes are watering because you're afraid to fucking blink. You know what I mean? You know when you get close to the end, you start to hyperventilate. You're like, oh my God, I'm going to do it. Oh my God, I'm going to do it. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And when that moment comes where you complete that mission, emotion just pours down over you. A choir of angels singing. It is as good as any orgasm. You know what? It's better because there's no cleanup. That's how good it is. That's right. That's how good it is. It is a jizz fest without ruining your favorite t-shirt. Gloria, hallelujah, and excelsis Deo. Is that too vivid there at the end? Probably didn't need the t-shirt part, did I? I'm not saying it doesn't go too far. Did you ever get so angry playing a game that you threw the controller at the TV? Isn't it amazing how quickly that snaps you back into reality? It's like instantaneous. I'll feel like an idiot before the controller has even left my hands. I'm like, fuck this game, this is bullshit. Oh, this is a mistake. I'm gonna have some explaining to do. 5 seconds later, the controller's in pieces. My wife's out of bed, furious. And I'm trying to explain myself to her as if there's any rational excuse for that behavior. Hey, honey, do not get mad at me. You have no idea how close I was to acquiring the Sword of Destiny.
Lois Slade and Jenny Olsen have been kidnapped. Who will save the day? You are Superman. All the powers are yours. Flight, heat vision, super speed, super strength, freezing breath, and X-ray vision. Buy early and receive a DC Comics Collector's Edition Superman comic book. Superman, the new Adventures video game.
I'd buy that for $1.
Hey, does anybody want to listen to the rest of this motherfucking podcast?
Yeah!
To bring us in into the third segment, I'm going to do
the sound effect you always hide from me.
Yes, well, it's permanently on your board now. I've taken control of the board and the direction.
It's all yours. I'm not even drunk. I'm not even like. I'm not even asking you to take the keys.
Hey, Michael, guess what?
Oh, no. I'm not even saying anything.
We saw what you were thinking. You were correcting someone in the comments.
You're right.
You said it with your eyes.
Yeah, no.
Bringing us into the third segment is normally phone calls, community segment, but I figure we'll start with the old game deals.
Oh. What am I?
Advice, do as I say.
Oh?
Save a little money for a rainy day.
Oh, I'm sorry, the record is good.
Yeah, whatever, Mixmaster, you go ahead. Game deals. Oh, fuck. Xbox Live Gold members, look out, because it's 50% off Activision DLC that isn't COD Blops or Modern Warfare 2. 50% off everything, Guitar Hero 5 and 6, DJ Hero 1 and 2. The Crash and Spyro games are cheap as balls. All 50% off at least. The ones obtained in the Vivendi purchase, like not like Crash 1 and 2 or Spyro 1 and 2.
Right, but like the PS2 GameCube era?
But they're actually like, oh, I'd buy that. Like, I'd buy that price, no longer $10, $11 for an ancient Xbox game. Zombie games are also celebrating a 50% off thingamajig. Unfortunately, not with I made a game with zombies in it. That doesn't count. But 50% off Left 4 Dead 1 DLC. Borderlands DLC is also 50%. I know. Look at him laugh, the Steam guy, and some other crap. Also on game deals, did you know the Games Radar Cheats and Guides app is free?
It is.
It is free.
It is rightfully
What
free.
a deal.
Mm-hmm. What a deal.
I would expect to pay at least $40 or $50 for such an app.
No, Michael. Don't get ahead of yourself.
Boring.
All right,
fine. Wait. Don't
it's
forget.
an app that puts all of our guides at your fingertips.
Exactly. It's like the internet, but streamlined.
These are apps that if you bought them at a store would probably cost around $15 to $20 a piece, but you can get them for free.
Free!
Don't forget Demigod for $4.99 on Stardock.
Demidog.
Doggy Den.
I've got a dog in here somewhere.
Shit. This is weird. I'm here with your iPad and your
Games Radar gave it an
Nano.
8.
iPad Nano.
That's so weird.
Fuck. It's the...
Can you...
That's really gross.
That is so sexy.
You're actually clicking on things somehow.
Oh my god, it's moving the screen.
I think they know each other. Do they have a past relationship?
Okay, Amazon
I
has
think this is illegal.
Amazon
Like
has
from a statutory
some good
perspective.
deals on lackluster exclusives. Yeah, thank you, Elson.
I'm on top of this.
Alan Wake is $19.99, as is Metroid Other M, $19.99. But the big WinRAR this week is Newegg, because Newegg has a bunch of shit that I think I might have to jump on. Newegg, PS360 versions of Lost Planet 2, Resident Evil 5, and Aliens vs. Predator are $10 with free shipping. That's true. I can't emphasize that enough. And our Barbera sounds don't do it justice. Newegg also has James Bond Bloodstone on PS360, DJ Hero 2 all platforms, and Castlevania Lords of Shadow on 360 only for $26.99. Free ship, yeah, exactly.
Not bad.
While you're there, get yourself a shit ton of graphics cards and RAM.
Yeah. Who would want $10 off DC Universe Online? Also at Newegg with free shipping. I have to read stupid promo codes again. I'm always bad at this when I've been drinking. Yep. PC promo code EMCKJJJ. That's triple J 59. PS3 codes EMCKJJJ triple J 62. EMCKJJJ 4. Clearly, we're not making money off that. Elston, take us out of game deals.
Oh, it's over?
Oh, yeah.
All right. Well, what were the codes you were saying? I'm sorry, I was talking over them.
Take
DC.
my advice.
I was set up.
I say, save
Set up.
I was actually curious, but
What are you buying?
Those.
all right.
I have one nice little piece of
Go for it.
reader mail.
Reader mail.
It's been a while since we've heard a depressing story about a debilitating disease.
Right. I think a good sound effect for reader mail.
There's a snake in all our boots, and it's your PMs.
Why that tickled me so much?
I guess I could say the forum name. I Like Duck Vagina sent me a message. She said, hey Chris, I'm blank, and I live in Vancouver, Canada. I'm 16, and I'm a relatively new listener since 112. And 4 weeks ago, I started having heart complications that they called panic attacks, but it progressed since then, and they think I might have Wolf Parkinson's white disease.
Oh my god!
Where's my wolf sound effect? Oh, Wolf Parkinson's. Wolf Parkinson's white disease.
That wasn't funny.
No?
No, it was kind of funny.
Elston, prove him it was funny.
With what? With something else?
Hey, shut up! This is Brett.
Wolf Parkinson's white disease. Wolf Parkinson's.
Something white, Brett.
There you go. That's the levity button.
Something white.
I'm sorry. I mean no harm. I like duck vagina. I've been to the ER.
I'm pushing it because you told me to.
6 or 7 times since then. I've been dealing with no sleep. I can't run or do any sort of exercise. I haven't even been to school, so I can't see my friends. But I wanted to say thank you for keeping me company for hours in the ER, taking me to sleep every night, and making me laugh. I look forward to TalkRadar every Friday, and you guys always put me in a good mood. So thank you, Chris, Brett, Michael, Charlie, Tyler, Henry, Lizzie, and whoever the fuck else has been in the podcast in the last few weeks. I honestly can't thank you enough, and Merry Christmas to you all. Maybe that was a little bit of an oldie PM. Apologies.
No, that's really
very sweet.
The limited time I've spent in ERs, anything to cheer anyone up.
ERs are the fucking worst. Man.
Yeah, pretty much. And the show wasn't
the
that
worst
good
place
either.
to spend any amount of time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, that's. I'm glad that
a bunch of people who all you have in common with is you're about to die. And you need emergency assistance.
And the average visit tends to last about 6 to 8 hours, regardless of what your problem is.
But you really end up communicating with the people there, but I don't. You want to go up for a beer? Oh, no, you're in here for alcohol poisoning. Okay, no.
Yeah, no, that's the idea that our show...
Listeners are dying?
I know. The idea that this show is played anywhere that's important, and like people over there, like, I'm on a military base, and I'm in the ER, it's like...
Still not as important as David Weiss's earbuds.
David Weiss listening to this is so amazing.
Sorry, guys.
I have to question that it happened.
Sorry, guys.
But no, that's very...
Be composed for your sins.
No, that's really cool, and I wish I could say it in a way that didn't sound sarcastic, but... It is.
I suppose I could have helped. Anyway.
You could have helped if you would follow up. But moving into the question of the week, last week it was... oh, wait, what's this? I found something... I found a song for Chris.
Hi, Chris.
Oh, my God.
You know what you want to be when you grow up?
What is this, Lunchbox?
Just use your imagination and listen to these fun songs about you.
Me?
We're gonna both go on a flying trip. Everything will look so very tiny.
Look
at it! Plane buzzes and it zips. We're gonna see the big trucks and buses. City streets with little tiny cars.
Yes.
Oh, I've got a friend who is an airplane pilot.
Is his name Chris?
We'll fly so high, we'll touch 1,000,000 stars. Flying, flying, flying through the air. Look at Chris. Soaring way up there.
Hey!
That's you.
All right.
It's hard to see from the ground, but you have to
Before you
trust
go
the sun.
flying, though, you have to get in that guy's van.
It buzzes and it zips, and mainly it just makes it sound like.
And we soar, the wind blows through our hair, and we're flying through the air.
I can't even tell.
Now we're flying
Riding a shitty Chuck E. Cheese ride in the back of a van. What? Oh, the wind's hitting me just right.
That's a dedicated pedophile who sets up a Chuck E. Cheese right in the back.
Yeah. Oh, just
They look like cotton candy.
they do. They do without flavor agents.
All right, but no, let me lean back here and grab.
You know what else looks like cotton candy? A cotton ball that's been soaked with chloroform.
This is true.
And blood.
This is true. Possibly yellow cake here.
From afar.
Oh, all right.
And Chris is my favorite airplane pilot.
Told ya.
We'll fly so high, we'll touch a million.
Come on.
Flying. Look at Chris.
I'm this pederast's maverick, and don't any of you guys forget it.
Soaring way up there. And we saw.
Okay, all right. Last week's question of the week in GamesRadar.com/forums. Forums, everyone.
We don't have an echo button, so I'm just going to do it for you.
No, but we have that, and you got an email at the same time.
Can you close my email?
Call of Booty sent you a message, so I want to check that. Last week's question of the week was, what's a password or code that you remember? We all, like, passwords in general are pretty much gone at this point, and codes are kind of fading as well, but back in the 8, 16-bit days, even PS1, PS2 days, there were a lot of codes, and put them over and over again, you'd memorize them, you wouldn't have to look them up every time. And Tyler, you didn't get to participate last week, so do you have anything that you stuck in your head?
Man, besides the up, down, down.
Right, besides the Konami code, which I banned from this.
Of course you gotta ban that. No, nothing's popping up.
Well,
man.
maybe this will help.
Clouds.
I remembered one that I for some reason forgot, which is GCVT and Adventures of Lolo, which jumps you straight to the final level. And I always used to use that, like in department stores where they were demoing the game back when they actually did this. And, just like, yeah, I finished the game. Look at those credits. Yeah, I'm badass. It's like, when you're, like, what, 12?
Like 9 or something?
Yeah.
All right. This is the sound of being 9.
That is a sound I heard all the time when I was 9.
Well, Michael was raised in a submarine.
Yeah, that explains
Silent Hill.
That explains that too. And then
a suburb of Red October.
Yes. So, but I went to the forum thread, which was 7 pages. And I picked out a handful of ones that I thought I'm going to quiz everybody on.
All right.
Make sure I found my sound. So that's a correct answer. So I will be going through these codes that people in the forums wrote, asking you guys if you remember what they are. Michael, who's reading his Little Big Planet 2 review, if you get it correct.
That was a good review, by the way.
Thank you.
If you get it correct.
I disagree with it.
I wasn't actually reading it. I'm just switching it to something that I won't read.
Oh, I gotcha. So, up first, from Crysat928. This one, I think everyone will get it. First one. ABACABB.
Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mortal Kombat Blood Code. Mortal Kombat on the Genesis. IDDQD.
Shit.
That is Doom, and it's...
Which Doom?
It's the first Doom.
2!
Doom 2.
Doom 2? Oh.
Yes!
Along with IDKFA and ID Clip.
Yeah, IDKFA is all weapons. IDDQD is the God code, isn't it?
IDDQD is the God code, yeah.
I deserve that.
That might be in Doom 1 too, I don't remember.
No, I disagree.
And then there's
We gotta move on, we can't check.
All right, that's from Humor Tumor, so...
Alex Trebek will come in later and tell us.
Good one, Humor Tumor.
All right. R1, R1, circle, R2, up, down, up, down, up, down.
I believe that is a combo and Bust a Groove. I think you just unlocked Burger Dog. No?
It's a game that everyone in here, I think, has played to death and probably used this code a lot. R1, R1, circle, R2, up, down, up, down, up, down.
That sounds really familiar.
I've never been much...
GTA 3?
Close.
GTA
4? No.
San Andreas.
No. San Andreas and Vice City, the lower wanted level.
Oh.
I never used cheats into the PS1 era.
No one got it, so I'm giving you...
I just drove to the paint spray, man.
That's right. It's like $100. I was already a trillionaire.
That's from Ampetent. And then both Charlie Ferret and Ruovis... I don't think anyone will get this, but it's all caps, one word. Beware, oblivion is at hand. For N64.
What? Ogre 64.
No, it's for the N64.
I'm saying Ogre 64.
You mean Ogre Battle 64?
Yes.
No! Or did I say something that's silly?
Just Ogre 64.
Yes. Ogre 64.
All caps, beware Oblivion is at hand. One word. I actually remembered this one.
Body Harvest.
No.
No?
Whoops, my finger
that's right.
slipped.
No, I'm going to take that point.
It's from Turok 2, which is the unlock everything code. No one played that.
I was going to guess the first Turok next, but that didn't sound right.
No. I don't think anyone played this, but we can try. For an Xbox game from Wicked Sid, AXYBYBXBBA.
Deadly Alliance?
No.
No?
It's a game that was announced as one type of game, but then ended up becoming a licensed game in the process. On the sea, on the ocean.
Jaws Unleashed.
No.
Oh, well, like that was that out there.
No, I didn't.
Met every single criteria.
I know it did, but it's Pirates of the Caribbean, which unlocks 100,000 gold.
Wait, what was it before? Just a
It's
fucking
like
pirate
a
game?
Sid Meier's Pirates game or something?
Nah.
No. I know which one you're talking. It was Sea Dogs 3 or 4. I think.
There you go.
And it became Pirates of the Caribbean.
That was a perfect time for a Wikipara's noise. He just schooled us all.
Yes, well, I'm going to...
There he is.
Remember, because I played the shit out of that game.
Sea Dogs? It's pretty great.
No, Pirates of the Caribbean.
Wait, why? Really?
PC, yeah. Back in my PC gaming phase.
That was just a phase.
Quiz question. Who is the voice on the Pirates of the Caribbean ride?
Your mom.
That'd be Paul Frees. You're all wrong. I get a point.
I'm sorry, that was right next to this.
I get a point. Stop. No.
All right. Next one. Everyone should know this. One is Narpas Sword. 2 words.
Narpas Sword.
Narpas Sword. Also, same game. Justin Bailey.
Oh, Metroid.
Oh.
I won that one.
That's from 510 Brother Panda.
I'm going to give that one to Tyler.
Santa Claus 37 and a bunch of other people that
was a good one.
A lot of these codes showed up over and over again. How about for a game Chris probably played to death?
What?
Popcorn would unlock all the movies, or you could input marked cards to unlock all the cheats. This is PS2, GameCube era, Xbox. Popcorn unlocks all the movies. Marked cards unlocks all the cheats.
Fuck, no, what is it?
Tony Hawk 3.
Tony Hawk 3.
Really? Yes.
Did you like it?
Yeah, I did. It's fine.
Very good.
A lot, Kojima. I'm glad you asked.
That's from Ristar 200, by the way. I actually didn't know about this, and I guess I don't remember this, but if you hold L, R, and A at the same time in New Super Mario Brothers on DS, you could play as Luigi.
What?
I don't think...
Who would want to do that?
I don't think I knew that. He plays probably just a palette swap of Mario, but that's from in Soviet Russia, dates were called Red Elston. And I thought that was amusing.
That's a long username.
It is.
It is.
I like it, though.
So, correct, it is a long name.
Did you know in Mega Man 3, if you use a clipboard to hold down the left button on the second controller, and not that one.
Oh, not that one.
On the second controller, you can jump in a pit and you lose all your life and the sound will go away, but you'll be invincible and you can get through the whole game.
I did know that.
Yeah, probably. I wish there was a better term for that, whatever that fucking sheet is.
Get the fuck through Magna Man stage.
I thought that was easy. He's the easiest boss.
Mega Man's pretty easy stage.
The stage is tough.
Nah, I disagree.
Stage is toughish.
I'll beat it tonight, drunk, off my ass.
All right.
All right, do that.
All right, let's do this.
One hand behind your back.
I'm going to come to your house and watch.
Don't do that. Unless it's Sunday.
Ooh.
Anyway.
Okay.
Michael, you might know this one. These are codes. Mother load. Move objects on. Rosebud.
It's Sims.
Rosemary's Sled.
What?
No, it is Sim. It's the Sims. I was trying to relate to you movie people.
Rosemary Sled.
Rosemary's Sled.
You almost had it.
That was the name of the movie.
I know.
It was Citizen Sled.
Citizen Sled. It was Citizen Baby.
Citizen Scarlet Letter. It was
A chilling tale of a sled's rise to power.
That's from Vault 101. And this actually is another one I remembered and I forgot to say. Halifax Ingwe is for a shooter for N64, a space shooter.
Yeah.
Halifax Ingwe, which unlocked something very surprising. In fact, it was a little bit ahead of its time. Halifax alone stuck in my head all this time.
Halifax, Nova Scotia?
Yeah, just like it.
Elston, I don't know.
Halifax Ingwe, with a exclamation point and 2 question marks in there as well, unlocked the Naboo Starfighter in Rogue Squadron on the N64. 6 months before Episode 1 came out. That's why it was so amazing when that code... Because it's such a bizarre code, like no one was ever going to find that. And they're like, oh, by the way, if you put in this code in the game you've had for 4 or 5 months, the Naboo Starfighter's already in it.
Yep, we just wanted to remind you this is the last time Star Wars is going to be.
Oh, yeah, you won't care after this. Don't you worry. Michael, this also might remember, this is a specific, this is a number.
Okay.
That may mean something to some of you. 140.15.
That is the codec frequency you need to contact Merrill, I think.
Wow, you got it.
Nice.
Yes, that's from Duck Hunt.
Oh, dude!
Duck Hunt.
From Metal Gear
Okay,
Solid.
I had to check this out because the iPad's about to run out of batteries, but apparently porn totally works.
What are you doing?
It's the Office
Being
iPad.
drunk.
Look, that girl is getting double DP'd.
Why,
Belladonna. That's Belladonna.
Hold
We're all
it
big
better, I
fans
can't
here, right?
see.
I'm going to have to mention the fact that you're doing this because I usually use the iPad, and now this girl who's taking all of that in her...
You want me to bookmark?
Oh, I think
No,
I
don't
saw
bookmark it.
Belladonna in San Francisco earlier.
Come on.
This week's question of the week is, does it hurt to get DP'd? Does it hurt? Or is it exhilarating?
Can I finish the list, at least? Is that okay? Apparently not.
I'm a little busy.
I don't know if this is appropriate.
She seems to be enjoying it.
We're still technically in the workplace, Chris.
Hold on, let me see if I can enlarge it. Yes.
Oh, my God.
Wow.
Wow.
Can you imagine? Oh, it's like an episode of Laughing now. Oh my God!
Oh my God!
I wish you could see this. If you've ever seen a movie,
Did it crash the iPad?
Yeah, we won't be putting this on the TDar article.
Oh, dear.
No, that won't be there.
Jesus
I'm
Christ.
gonna bookmark
Maybe
that
a
for you
heavily
also,
censored
okay?
version.
So, anyway, that was from Duck Hunt. Kodak number. Spelled like Duck Hunt, by the way. How about L1 up, down, left at a character select screen for PS1?
Up, down, left. I don't know.
L1 up, down, left to unlock Minion in Twisted Metal 2.
Ah, fuck! I did. I did that. I did a bunch.
I loved playing as Minion in that one. That's from T38X8.
I mean, it wasn't super hard. You just had to beat him like at the.
Something like that. It's been so long. I know he was the boss in Twisted Metal 1, and you could play him in 2 to fight this stupid, like, gigantic sweet tooth thing at the end. All caps, I Will Not Die. Another PS1 N64 era game. Also, very similar to Twisted Metal, if I may give a rather large hint there.
Really?
The series, it was a series. There were 2 of them, and then it just completely disappeared.
Wasn't that that one WWE?
No, it wasn't Crush Hour.
Crush Hour.
But you're close.
Rogue.
No.
War Tanks?
Vigilante 8.
Vigilante 8. That's
wow.
from Lion Hunter 44. How about Tyler? You may know this one.
Okay.
There is no cow level.
Oh, what is that from? Oh, I know that.
Big Blizzard, buddy. Come on. And I've exhausted.
It's a PC
I've exhausted
game.
the things I know about
It's a
Tyler.
PC
Is it a
game.
Warcraft?
No, but you're close.
It's not Diablo.
You're extremely close with Craft, if I may.
Oh, StarCraft?
Yes, it beats the level for you.
Oh.
That's from Samuel Tegeek. However, on that same note, how about
Man, the cow level was awesome.
it is a good day to die?
No idea.
A James Bond game?
No. That's for Warcraft 2 Invincibility. That's from Waiting for Charlie to Snap. And then no one will get this, but here's some few at the end I wrote down. NXRD is something Creative Assassin remembers for Gremlins 2.
Oh, sweet.
Just the last
to
stage.
get to 104 levels?
5 levels. Black Element 17, he memorized like these Mega Man X passwords, but they're all like this big grid of numbers. He and RF Switchblade, who had Mega Man 2 passwords, they're like a grid, so memorizing where these numbers would go and what they are. I thought that was kind of impressive. Apollo Mask had this incomprehensible string of characters for the original Metroid for some password. That game's passwords are fucked. Smell My Finger Antista. A couple different people, including him, said Manic Miner on the Spectrum 48K, which I don't know what that is. That's not a ZX, is it?
It's one of those Burt pewters.
I wrote it down because I wanted to appeal to somebody.
You know what code I kind of want to remember right now, but I can't?
What?
The one to fight Mike Tyson.
007-373-5963.
Wow.
Jesus Christ.
Any time of day.
Was that your?
Yeah, it's burned into my brain. I don't know how it's lasted.
I remember I used to remember the one to get to Mr. Sandman.
I don't know
I
that
finally got to Mike Tyson, and it was so hard.
Here's one that somebody brought up in the comments. See if you guys can get it. Porn Tips Gazzardo. As long as Chris is looking at that.
Are you still looking at that?
Looking at what?
That sounds like something from Space Quest.
Go ahead, Mike.
Porn Tips Gazzardo.
No idea.
Porn Tips Gazzardo?
Yeah.
No, what?
SimCity 2000.
Oh!
Damn it, someone else said SimCity 2000 in here.
Elston,
I didn't put it in
I need
here.
a sound effect.
Okay.
I have breaking news.
Perfect.
Breaking news. Breaking tech news. As it turns out, we put the iPad through the ringer, put it to its paces several months into its release. It runs gay porn perfectly.
Wow, super horn.
That's graphic.
Absolutely perfectly.
Wow.
Yes, this joke has run its course, Chris.
Has it? Because this is really gay.
Okay.
Oh, fuck yeah.
He doesn't seem to be very happy.
Nelson, go on to the quiz. What? I didn't mean
I'm done with the quiz, Chris.
I'm going to guess he's gay for pay.
Anyway.
That's a nice
he's not into it enough.
That's a nice tattoo.
That's kind of a bony ass, if I may. Come on, come the fuck on.
It's a bony ass that's being boned.
Nelson, you want me to bookmark this? You sharing this with Eric?
All right,
Send
anyway.
it to his mom.
Solar-powered shit machine said he listed...
Meanwhile, back to the filthy usernames.
No, back to the serious discussion.
Of our readers. I want to know what's his name?
Solar-powered shit machine.
Yeah. What does he have to say?
He had a
Or
bunch
she?
of codes and or passwords for Ristar, which so few people appreciate. Ristar, great music.
This is one of my great favorite level complete music.
And then Kevlar Turban. I thought I caught him in some kind of misremembered lie, but he said this password RYRLAX for Ninja Gaiden for NES, and I was like, wait a minute, there's no passwords in Ninja Gaiden. But further investigation, the Ninja Gaiden trilogy for Super Nintendo allowed for passwords. So you play the Super Nintendo version, which I may say is a shittier version. The graphics are not upgraded at all, and the music has been fucked with to a point where it's terrible. That's not terrible. It's just the NES had a much better... They messed with that game. That Ninja Gaiden trilogy is a mess. They really shouldn't have bothered. It's a cool idea, but it came out after Super Mario All-Stars, which had 16-bit... they updated all the games. But Ninja Gaiden Trilogy, it's just like, no, here's 3 8-bit games, like moderately recolored graphics, and then the music has all been screwed with. Blech, I tells you. Meanwhile, you're missing, like, really good, What's wrong with that?
I remember there was this 2D platforming 2-player game where you were
Pocky and
both
Rocky.
ninjas, and it had these amazing animations, and it wasn't a Ninja Gaiden game.
Shadow of the Ninja?
Oh, I wonder if that was it.
There's
Shadow of the Ninja.
There's Wrath of the Black Manta, which I think was only one player.
I know which one you're talking about, though. It had
It
two
looked
players,
awesome.
One red, one blue.
Well, that's Ninja.
Yes.
That's
We played
Ninja.
them up at Party Cruise.
That's Ninja Crusaders.
No
I
old
think.
jokes?
Is it?
Fine, I can't jump back in. Going back to the iPad.
I think Ninja Crusaders was 2-player with... anyway, so this week's question of the week. A story of... I don't know how you would summarize this in the thread, but a time... Have you ever, tried to get a girlfriend, boyfriend, or just friend in general? Specifically, girlfriend or boyfriend would be preferable. A story of a time you tried... Have you ever tried to get them into games and it failed miserably? Like, you sat down I want to try to get them to play this game with me, and we're going to learn this together, and they're going to like it, and then it's 35 seconds into it, you're like, fuck, I've got nothing else. There's no, but it's really fun, and promise there's something to do that's really... You're going to... Oh, God.
One, I have an immaculate copy of Animal Crossing. Just nothing was done. Look, you can plant flowers. Why would? What? Why would this get me into games? Why would? And then in high school, I had been kicked out of high school, and I was 18. Wow, this is gonna make me sound pathetic. Didn't have anything to do, so
Did
I'd
you
always
not graduate high school, Chris?
No, I did, but I graduated 6 months later, and then I walked a year later. But in the meantime, I don't think I had a job, so I would just show up at lunch or at the end of this high school that I never went to, that my girlfriend and friends went to. So now that I think about it, I had creepy guy with a goatee in the Ford Bronco 2 outside of the high school. That was me. And then I just show up, and then I remember one stupid time. I remember I talked about how my friends were playing Counter-Strike, and then one of my friends grabbed the WASD keys, and the other friend grabbed the mouse, and they fucking dominated. They absolutely dominated.
That's kind of awesome.
Because one was only solely focused on self-preservation. The other one was focused on aiming.
Right.
And two minds. They killed. And I tried that with my girlfriend. And I just remember I don't get on here. My friends did amazing at this. You will like this. She didn't. And I just remember a creepy school guy showing up outside of her portable. Got up early that day. I'd say 11. I'd say at 11 o'clock or so. I went to
not even noon, man.
I went to the Games for Less, that was the picture I tweeted. That's where I bought all your games from, Tallahassee Games for Less, and bought my girlfriend a Super Nintendo game because I bought her one. This is probably in the about to be the PlayStation era. It's the PlayStation era, almost PS2 era. Walked up to her portable outside of her portable classroom to present her with this game when the bell rang. When the bell rings on that fucking weird skate deck ramp, wheelchair accessible
it's not
ramp.
Like Miss Pac-Man, is it?
No, it was What do I look like, a fucking idiot? It was tiny. It was Tiny Toons, Buster Bust Loose.
That's a good game.
That was a great game.
I just bought that from Lizzie.
And I
bought the Genesis.
Why did I? She never expressed any interest in Tiny Toons. I thought, well, this looks easy.
It's
Maybe
not.
my dumb girl. And then come on. And then I just got completely sucked into it. Then I became the gamer at her house that her parents lived in, and they banned me from their house because we fucked in their bed, and we left the spot there.
Ooh,
being confronted
fuck in their bed
as a teenager.
Her bed.
I don't know. She wanted to do that because they had a headboard, and we were playing around with tying each other up. This is awkward. This is. Meanwhile, she just had her third child, so congratulations.
Oh my God.
Congratulations. Congratulations, unnamed girlfriend.
Unnamed girlfriend.
She should have her kids play that game. That was a good game.
She should send her kids over to my place.
You know, the Japanese commercial for that game blew my mind.
With the raining carrots?
Yeah.
So good.
I had a girlfriend once who had Tomb Raider when it was new on her PC and would never let me play it because all of her friends had been playing it, and she's like, I'm just so sick of people playing this. It's like, but I'm your boyfriend. Let me play. But actually, something that's actually germane to the question is Diana is not a gamer.
Mm-hmm.
The only successes I've had in introducing her to games have been Sims and Phoenix Wright, but she is a Bond fan, and she did have some experience playing GoldenEye, and she liked it. So... I got a game, and I'm like, oh, honey, you need to play this. It's a Bond game. It was Nightfire.
Oh, no.
It's not a very good...
Wait, was it the racing game or the sequel?
Game. It was
the second GameCube one.
Yeah.
It was Agent Under Fire.
The Connery one?
I'm so confused. I can't remember if it was Agent Under Fire or Nightfire, but it was the EA started making original Bond games.
But using
with no movie
actual Bonds.
It was Pierce Brosnan at the time.
Pierce Brosnan?
Yeah.
Yeah, but anyway, whatever the one this was, I started on her playing it, and... Number one, it was just a straight up shooter. There was none of the nuance from GoldenEye. And number two, it was dual stick, which she can't do. And so she's just number one, oh, God, I can't keep track of this. I can't look around. I'm just getting killed. And let me play for a little bit. And then it's just straight up march forward, just drill this guy full of bullets, drill that guy. And I can feel her mounting distaste right next to me. And just she just doesn't like this. This isn't what Bond is supposed to do.
No, he kills.
But it's just really violent and excessively. So he kills, but he's a little more subtle about it, generally.
Yeah, when he rides the snowmobile through the town meeting, that's really subtle.
Well, but those events happen maybe once or twice a movie.
But what about that thing where he rode the Ericsson phone down from the Athenosphere?
Yeah, that happened.
The parachuting into a volcano.
All right, subtle was the wrong word. I know what I mean.
I do. Usually he does something a little more unexpected, at least.
Yeah.
He's not a...
He doesn't go all Schwarzenegger.
He doesn't come in guns blazing. I think James Bond rarely ever fucking shoots anybody. It's not in self-defense. Seriously, I seriously think about it.
He never shoots anybody in cold blood.
I've seen 4 James Bond movies, man.
I've seen at least 5.
Practically all of them.
I have. I've seen Dr. Knott. Bloodfinger,
Mr. Never.
I've seen Tomorrow.
From Ukraine with Affection.
I've seen Tomorrow Never Lapses, and
The World Ain't Enough.
This World Will Cost You Extra.
The World Are Not Enough.
I've seen that one.
And then finally, Casino Royale with cheese.
I've seen Platinum Elbow, and just doesn't end.
The only one. I've seen Crickets.
Yes.
All right. What I remember is there's a girl I was dating in college, and then we used to play a lot of monkey ball.
Yeah. Oh.
And
who was her character?
After
Baby or the girl?
I think we both played as Baby whenever we could. I don't really remember.
I never wanted to fuck both of you so much.
It's taking it
hot here.
It's taking me weird.
It's just the soundproofing.
It's
just the soundproofing.
Taking me weird.
Is that what it
taking
is?
me weird places. So, whoops! I meant to hit this monkey ball, and then that didn't last. So then the next girl I dated, I was like, well, I had success with monkey ball. We just stayed playing monkey ball till we just finally just get bored and do it. But I'll try it this time, monkey ball. And this girl was like, I don't understand what this thing doesn't tilt, and I can't.
It tells them level, bitch.
Why doesn't? I'm like, it's the doesn't. There's no buttons. You just move. And trying to maintain a level composure, like you just tilt. That's uphill. You got to work it different, and so forth. And so I just finally gave up, and that was like me really like the whole day thinking tonight we're gonna play Mario. It's gonna be really good, and it just fucking tanked, and it didn't work at all.
I think it could be a good teacher of games to children. But adults, I have no patience for. Like, why am I teaching you how to use a fucking joystick? That's been around forever.
Yeah,
it's not that complex. You hit 2 buttons. My dad has to be taught how to use a remote, and he has 7 of them. Why does that happen? It's ergonomically configured for you never have to move anything but your thumb. Why are you futzing with this? Why are you putting on your reading glasses and attaching your chin? I don't know. Enter. Yeah, enter. I got it. Horrible, and I just walk out of the room like I can't bear this. You're a fucking old man.
I wish the listeners could see your facial expressions. The way you're pulling your glasses way down on your
That
nose.
looks like Jim Varney when he's doing the old woman with the neck brace.
Just fine, thank you.
Not everything is Jim Varney, Brett.
Not everything.
Most of it is.
He sees it on the face of every baby, every child. Jim Varney.
Actually, it reminds me of that
the green in every tree,
the Halo diorama thing parody that you did.
We posted
Tyler
that.
put up the other day.
I haven't watched that. I haven't watched that in like 3 years.
I forgot that had happened.
Yeah.
So anyway, I mean,
could be very embarrassing.
Tyler, am I right? Am I right?
Tyler got it whenever.
I remember. I was very excited. It was shortly after I graduated from college. I was living with my girlfriend at the time, and awesome. And I got this great new laptop. I was very excited to be playing Warcraft 3, and I successfully got her into gaming through, I forget what the proper title of the game was, but it was sort of like an Egyptian themed SimCity
Anubis 2.
Something like that. Yeah, she seemed to get into it, and then her cousin who would come hang out at her place got into it too, and
it was You Had Me at Cairo. That's what it was called. But it worked? Why did your story not end up depressing?
Well, I mean, we broke up. That was kind of
not
depressing.
that part. Not that part. That happens to everybody.
What about
you want another depressing one?
Yes.
A few years ago, Diana was in the hospital. Actually, it was more than a few years ago.
Can I get a comedy whistle,
2004.
I can't.
She was in the hospital, and I was kind of beside myself, and I was trying to find things for her to pass the time. And I'm like, I know Diana likes pinball games. I can get her that Sega pinball game that just came out for Game Boy. And so I remember going to GameStop and looking for it. And
Revenge of the Gator?
They actually laughed in my face. And,
oh my God.
I went to a couple different stores before I finally read online. It's like, oh, it's a Target exclusive. So I had to go to Target and buy it.
Oh my God.
And then I finally brought it to her and I got this for you because I know you like pinball. And she's like, that's okay. I don't really want to play it.
You just got into her book or something, I guess.
Yeah,
Did she ever get better?
Yes, of course.
Okay.
No, she died.
No! It
was her ghost all this time.
Oh my God.
She's just at that age, and becoming a Jewish vampire is never easy. It's never easy.
Talk
This
Seder.
is like your 30th Seder.
I don't know why we're becoming a vampire entered into it when she's clearly a mummy.
I thought that was all part of
I'm waiting for the mummy craze to take over.
The what?
The mummy craze, when we're all over vampires.
And zombies. Well, zombies are kind of fading now. It's vampires again.
Yeah, I think we're going to go into big mummy kick.
I definitely want to go back to some kind of monster
I believe we'll
constantly.
see werewolves make a comeback.
There's a werewolf show
They're already
coming.
starting to make a comeback.
Yeah.
I just want to see
via
some
Twilight or whatever.
I want to see a villain that just teeters back and forth with his arms out all the time. Like, I want a return of that.
like a Frankenstein's monster thing.
Well, that's the
1950s
mummy
robot.
too, or the 1950s robot. I want the non-scary, like,
Creatures of Black Lagoon.
Where you have time to plan. Oh my God, he's coming at us. What do we do?
Right.
Well, that's what I loved about. I'm sure you guys have seen Bubba Hotep, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
That's what I love about all those seniors slowly running away from a slow mummy.
Just
some kind of Bubba Hotep.
Mummies, man.
That opening line of that movie could be the greatest of all time. Got a boil on my pecker. Think about jerking off and busting it wide open.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that's the first line of Bubba Hotep.
Wow. So yeah, let us know your stories of trying to jerk your...
Hey, maybe that'll be the introduction to the podcast.
Trying to bust a boil on your wiener.
By the way, it doesn't work. It'll only make the boil stronger.
I was going to say.
You got to lance it.
It will. That's what I'm trying to do. But apparently the doctor has prescribed me an actual lance in order to kill the Quato on the tip of my dick.
Like Arthur.
Yes. I will not start the reactor. This is
flying in those fluffy clouds.
Phone calls.
Cotton candy from afar. Airplane pilot.
Hang on.
Hang on. From afar. And Chris is my favorite airplane pilot.
Told you. In every other airplane pilot's face.
Phone calls are ready.
Rolling, rolling, rolling down the runway.
Yeah. First phone call.
Hey, TalkRadar, it's Dorosky, and I just want to say I love the Christopher Walken Dead to Rights impression that Antista did. So I'm going to do my own impression, but in Polish. Be like, "Whoa, no mało, zamknij na pawę." All right.
Pretty great.
That was awesome.
Pretty great.
Have a good one. Love everyone. Bye.
Dorosky was spawned from Sicilians. All right, that was Dennis Hopper. What am I doing? Talking to Christopher Walken. That's why I can't do the accent.
All right.
The airplane pilot.
Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention this. The number to call 1-877-404.
It's on the TalkRadar page.
1337
FAP,
and then the extension is FAP or DAR, whichever one you want.
Hey, assholes, it's Dirty Diz.
What the fuck did you just call me?
No, easy. Plural.
Okay,
You're
all
not
right.
a plural asshole.
Hey, assholes, it's Dirty Diz. I work a lot, and I do a lot of my surfing on my cell phone. I have a phone that uses OpenWave, and it doesn't seem like you guys have a GamesRadar/TalkRadar site up for mobile phones.
No.
I was wondering if you guys are going to get that shit fixed.
Fixed? You don't
What,
fix
are you
that.
crazy? We have to like fucking dangle a carrot and like trick our CMS into putting up a YouTube video. Like, it has to be bamboozled into complying with 2005. The podcast isn't even on our site.
Yeah.
It's
hosted
It's
through
some sad shit, and
Yeah.
I don't know if that'll ever change. But
I've got a voodoo doll for embedding.
to stab mobile sites. It's not a thing you fix. I mean, you have to create a mobile version of the site. Like it's an endeavor. And our tech team was slashed like a year and a half ago. There used to be like twice as many people. And between us, PC Gamer, Maximum PC, Mac Life, like they've got to handle all that shit. And it's just like they've got to prioritize stuff. And that said, I did put we wrote down our little goals for the year, etc. Stuff that we have to fill out, and I put on there as like we need a fucking mobile site. So I agree, I absolutely agree. We need one fucking a year ago, but I'll try, but I can only yell so loud. Rest of the phone call anyway.
And Chris, can you ask your mom if I left my bracelet? Last time I was over there, I took it. You know what? Never mind. I'll just fucking buy another one.
No.
Oh, snap.
No, she shit it out right after you left. So nice and fine.
That's true.
Friend.
Woo! Wait, where's this going? Oh, come on, this song sucks.
I wanted the one about being a dentist.
Say Chris more.
Chris?
Look at Chris.
Yeah.
Soaring way up there. As we dip.
Nothing's as good as the birthday one. All right, next phone call.
Hey, TDar, this is Jake, aka One Wing Dentista. I had a question for you guys since you kind of missed it in 132. What was your guys' Game of the Year 2010? Mine is definitely Bad Company 2 because it's the best multiplayer shooter to come out in 2010. And I was wondering what you guys thought. Thanks.
Well, we wrote a whole article about it.
Yeah, we kind of did.
Weird.
Thanks for reading the site, asshole.
Epic Mickey Red Dead.
Yeah, I put Mass
Epic
Effect.
Red Dead.
Epic Red Dead.
Mickey Redemption.
Red Dead.
Mass Effect 2 for me.
Yeah.
Red Dead Redemption, definitely.
Red Dead's a close.
Just finally 100%ed Undead Nightmare, so
Wow.
yay me.
Wow.
I finished it, but I quit.
I got a motherfucking unicorn.
I was trying to find Chupacabra, and I got tired of that shit, so I gave up.
I guess StarCraft 2 for me.
You're like,
Although
actually, you're actually wincing when you do it.
Well, it's just I was thinking about the games that I played so much Left 4 Dead 2 this past year.
But
early in the year.
But it came out in 09.
Yeah, I know.
That's
That's the thing.
I mean, I did play
Let me tell you, group servers, 20 player,
you
Left
were
4 Dead
talking about
versus.
the
It's
new
awesome.
servers.
It's pretty cool. All right, next phone call. That's ready.
Hey, Chris, Brett, and Michael. This is No Girls. I want to jet back from the forums. I'm just calling to let you know that I just received my first fellatio.
Wow.
I would greatly prefer a
Congratulations.
woman to any jetpack any day. Thank you for all your loving guidance and video game humor. And I would like to let you know that your sucking for missing half of December is no problem, man. Love podcast.
Are these old? No, these aren't old.
No, that's brand new.
Does anybody have a good first fellatio story? Did I tell the one where I went over to the girl's house and she just didn't know what to do? And
that's embarrassing.
Dude, it was literally the only time I had one of those things happen to me through Mickey Mouse boxers. Like, I didn't know. Rode my bike over there, and
how old are you? Riding your bike?
Know what was coming.
Yeah, I didn't. Well, she said she was younger than me, so she was like I was 14 and she was 13, and back in the day that was a giant deal. And she's like, come over and fuck me. Yeah. And like, okay, and then I get over. Okay.
Why hang on to your childhood any longer? 13, it's time to go.
Just imagine the scene in E.T. without E.T. in the basket, and that's how hard I'm pedaling, like the back and forth. I get over there.
It's finally time.
And then she's like, I'm not gonna fuck it. She's like, I'm gonna offer. She definitely said fellatio, but I don't feel like I don't feel like saying something.
That's a big word for a 13-year-old.
She didn't say that really, but I don't know what else to say that without coming off as crass. That's not the point of the story. She didn't really know what to do because she was 13 years old.
Who does?
And I didn't ever feel like a sensation of like, oh man, but it was more like because she just jammed her tongue into my urethra. That was like she didn't know what to do, and then told me her parents would be away. They weren't. And I left the bike in the front of the house. I've told this story before, right?
I don't know. They all start to blend together. You're stealing Donkey Kong Country while getting a blowjob.
So I'm getting
from a cop who's like, whatever, must.
While you're delivering Chinese food and a dog is shitting on its balls.
And this one does involve a dog.
Of course it does.
And her parents come home. And
have balls like a
I told
beanbag?
this, when her dog was barking at me the whole time. Like, she closed the door, the dog continues to bark through the door because I'm in the fucking house.
Right.
Eventually it went away, and I tried to enjoy this slack blowjob.
I'm guessing the dog was a familiar the parents cast on her in case
it was some little protectorate, and then the parents came home, and she's like, "Come on, hide!" And I'm in the fucking my Mickey Mouse boxers, giant fucking teenage hard-on, like trying to keep it down, and the dog walks through the door, who's been barking at me the whole time. The parents are like, we found a bike. I can hear them yelling. We found a bike in front. Who is in here? And nobody's in here. Why would you do that? And the dog, and it just looks me in the eye and tilts its head. Like, what are we gonna do?
Are we gonna fight?
What are we gonna do? And I'm like, and I don't know. I was the most scared I've ever been. It's like a little chihuahua kind of thing too.
No, who cares?
He would still bark, but I'm not gonna strangle a dog because I got a shitty blowjob. And
you run, fight or flight.
I did, but he just looked at me and he's like, I know what she's done. Gotcha, dog. And he just walked away for the first time since I met him, and I had to run outside and break back into their garage and ride my bike home, and we never spoke again. But,
Wow.
If you fail, you and your people will die.
No one else has a Sly blowjob? So fine.
Well, my first one was initiated by my first girlfriend, and then at the end of it, she just looked really shocked and surprised. Like, I couldn't have gotten a better stunned silence if I dumped a gallon of sewage in her face.
Why is it so full?
It's just sort of like a withdrawal and just kind of looking at her hands and looking down and what did you think was going to happen?
Is it like a bubble of a giant bubble of detergent popped in her face?
Yeah, it's like this is what happens when you give blowjobs.
Yes, it's just your hands look like a glazed donut. No big deal. Fine.
No wait.
And we soar.
Yeah. And she just wordlessly left the room to take a shower.
Oh my god.
So, yeah, that was great.
I wish I had I really don't.
No.
First one was just kind of there it is.
There it is.
Is that right? Is that good? Yeah, that was good.
What? Achievement unlocked or whatever the fucking Nintendo Club equivalent
it was a tick box. I was like, okay, good.
I remember being very happy that I could tick that box, though.
Well, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Now, if you want to flip that and then you do the reverse story of the first time you had to give it back.
Oh, Jesus.
That is a...
I think, I want to say that's too dirty for us to get into, but I honestly think I'm too embarrassed to discuss how that happened. Just because, not to be indelicate, but
maybe we should just stop. Can we just stop there?
But I thought my tongue's just a dick. That's all it has to do. And
please,
I don't
TalkRadar quotes. Remember that
I was shit at it.
My tongue's just a dick.
Oh, damn! I want to shut that dude down. I know people at Twitter, motherfuckers.
That I just got back from a little Mont Tremblant ski holiday. Took a dump the size of my forearm. It's late, and I got a PlayStation 3 for Christmas and decided to play a little bit of Sly Collection. How the hell did those games ever fall by the wayside? They're awesome.
They're great. Yes, thank you.
Give Cole back his hair, finish up Infamous 2, and for the love of God, give us Sly 4.
No shit.
Well, you see, if you watch what you have to understand is that Sly...
I love how he transitioned so quickly from his first blowjob to the Sly Collection.
Sly
that was the same caller, right?
No, this is a different caller.
Oh, okay.
Sly Cooper began as began development during the PlayStation 1 Nintendo 64 era when platformers were all the rage. Sooner or later, it was revealed that shooters and modern games would be the next big thing. And so, Sly Cooper took a backseat.
Bill Cosby.
The other thing is...
So, it took a backseat to pudding and the Jello and the
if I could give some explanation here. It was... Sly games were always fucking amazing, but nobody knew it because they always kind of came out... They were like the third-string platformer franchise behind Ratchet and Clank and Jack and Daxter.
I mean, you had that, and then they were the third one came out in 05, when everyone was really getting excited about 360 and PS3 news was starting to come around, and
it's just with every sequel they made it look more and more like a kiddie game.
Yeah, and even though all three of those games are really good,
but if you watch the bonus content of try not to watch the back-to-back Sly. Well, if you watch the extra footage of the DVD, you'll find there's actually a teaser for Sly 4.
Not a DVD, but actually a Blu-ray.
Well, I know it's a Blu-ray. By the way, I had to point out that in our top games we wanted announced in 2011, Sly 4's never actually been announced.
It has.
By whom?
That's an excellent point.
In the Blu-ray.
Not by Sony. There's never been a press
No, by the company that makes it.
They had a logo that said Sly 4 after a silhouette of nothing.
That's an announcement.
Not necessarily.
Yeah.
If it was GTA.
I don't know what else. I don't know what else you want when the company that makes the game puts a teaser with new graphics with the character silhouette over those new graphics that says Sly 4. I don't know what else.
Bentley aside.
I think Sony
Bentley aside, I don't feel it's an official announcement.
And Sony made even less of a big deal about that than they did about the release of the collection.
Yeah, exactly.
So
Sony has nothing to do. Sony doesn't. That's not their thing to tout. It's fucking.
Yes, it is.
They're the publisher.
They're the publisher, but they don't have to make the announcement. The developer gets to make the announcement.
Yeah, but that's how this works. You become an exclusive. I don't know what's the company. Fucking Sucker Punch.
Sucker Punch.
Are they not somehow owned in part by Sony?
I'm not really sure how that deal
They develop
works.
for them exclusively for a reason. It's because they're paid because somebody's supposed to pimp their shit, and they're not. And they're not. It's not on their fucking site. They haven't sent out a press release. Nobody.
That's because Sony didn't care about...
Slide 4 technically doesn't exist.
Well,
that's fucked up.
That's correct, but it's been announced because they showed it.
No, they've talked about this. I sincerely doubt it.
E3, well, it'll be like, there it is, and that was the announcement.
I hope so, but I definitely see how Sony would want to take a chance.
And we're
Stop! Okay. Sorry, you're right.
And we saw...
That song makes everything better.
How was that a lot? The fuck is that?
The sound of you flying
It's
away.
the last 30 seconds of the song.
Goodbye, Slide! Flying through the air.
Next phone call. Come on, how long are we going?
Next phone call.
Hey, TalkRadar. This is the winner's Jew in the forums. Just want to say I love the podcast. Listen to it every week, multiple times usually.
Thanks, bud.
I did have a quick question. I was just thinking about the future of, where where games are going, and wonder what you guys thought. As the technology gets more advanced,
He got louder.
Graphically speaking, if you kind of would always want it to have, to maybe get more beautiful, graphically as the technology goes, but if you'd want to stay just a little off reality to where it looks good, but it's still doesn't, you would never mistake it for reality, or if you'd go more, or if you prefer to one day kind of be more photorealistic, right down to the way characters look like humans, and to where it like in the just like features and everything, or if you kind of prefer that little bit of difference.
There'll always
sort of a good question.
There will always be differences in that presentation because it's all a matter of the style you're trying to portray. Like an Uncharted game maybe could go for that. But
Uncharted is approaching, its whole setting is the Uncanny Valley almost.
Right. But I mean that's a series where like you could progress to where the graphics somehow one day look almost indistinguishable from real life.
I love that game because it looks believable and near photorealistic. Right. When he phrases it like that, I would never want a photorealistic game of almost any kind.
I think it would be cool because the environments you would be in, because the people, it's like, I see people every fucking day, but being able to create a photorealistic, crazy, tomb or something like that that looks that realistic.
But I really don't want to get off on this because we talked about it last week.
Well, you get off on everything else.
Like in the new Star Wars, Hayden Christensen is photorealistic. Everything he's around and talking to is
looks
not.
terrible.
And it's very, very clear.
Right.
And I don't know what it is about it. Like, what... does the technology really need to enhance for Watto for me to believe he was there? I don't think that was what was missing.
Well, this is suggesting that at some point it becomes so the games become realistic enough that they all mix properly, and they. But
that's what I'm saying. That's as real as it. I think as real as it can look is the Star Wars prequels. And I don't want to play that ever.
Well, they're creating a bunch of like faux futuristic shit. Like,
sure.
I don't know, but then take that, but then consider like. Nintendo goes for a style with all of its games. Mario games have a style.
Exactly, but that doesn't require photorealism.
Exactly, that's why Mario Galaxy can still look really good even with underpowered hardware. It's just what you do with a style.
I thought I was nuts because I've been like gravitating towards smaller experiences on PSN and Xbox Live, but it's more because those games are completely. Everything else is like a variation on like it's Halo,
right?
And Gears mixed together.
It's a shooter with RPG elements,
and with fucking metal armor textures and glowing lights and shoot gun. Yay! And then like Xbox Live's the only one who's like, well, this is a completely different game in a completely different universe, asking you to do completely different things in a completely different genre and setting. I don't know what photorealism has to offer me.
Yeah. I always liked advances in graphics, but I think now you kind of have to justify that with gameplay.
Yep.
Like L.A. Noire, for example, has those really creepy, not entirely creepy, but really realistically modeled faces. The thing is, they're not just there for their own sake. I mean, they're neat, but they're there so that, because it ties into the gameplay, where you have to be able to look at a face and tell if someone's lying. I mean, there are little facial ticks and tells that are translated because of that technology, and so that's kind of important. But
then just the way
if the push is toward making photorealistic humans and photorealistic environments, it's like, why not just do FMV?
Yeah.
You've come up with an extremely expensive way to render something that would have cost you a couple $100.
You could have pointed a camera at it.
And that's why I love Rebel Assault 2.
Well, and I think it's possible to do FMV well. I mean, that's awful FMV.
It brings up a good point because for me personally, is that up until getting this job, I always preferred games set in the future. And now I prefer games set in the present or past. And I don't know why that is. I don't know why I like Assassin's Creed so much, why I'm looking so forward to LA Noire, why I like Mafia 2 and GTA 4. Like, all I wanted when I was growing up was Halo and Mass Effect, and something about their photorealism, or maybe lack thereof, has...
Oh, because part of the appeal of games like GTA or Mafia
is how well they recreate what I already envision. Is that what it is?
But it's that, and it's also getting to mess with that. It's like, here's a pretty convincing analog for the real world, and I can just completely go nuts in it with no consequences. I can shoot whoever I want. I can destroy whatever I want. I can do whatever I
want. Like a well-done future like Mass Effect, where it's like they don't just create a thing to shoot; they create a civilization and they create a bunch of different worlds and to travel all that. It's just appealing to the Star Trek side of me that really wants to go out in the fucking spaceship and see everything.
I do love Mass Effect and like the world around it. I want to learn everything, and then I play Mafia 2 and like, Italians, got it. Got it.
What about space Italians?
The Italians came from the land of Italy.
Yeah, you have to read the supplementary encyclopedia entries within the game on Italians.
All right, next phone call.
Hey guys, it's Persian Blood on the forum. I just had a snow day today, and I'm sort of wondering, like, did your parents ever make you do stupid stuff on snow days? Like, I
the wrong guy.
spent the whole day cleaning my room. And I had to organize all my magic cards and my video games and all that crap. It was so stupid.
Let's start with the guy from Hawaii. What did you do on a snow day?
I always fantasized about snow days.
Me too.
Growing up in Hawaii, the closest thing we got was like,
What'd you do on Lava Day?
Lava warnings.
We ran for our lives.
We all took classes.
That whole women and children first thing, it's all thrown out the window.
We all took classes. We ripped off our coconut bras and learned how to make our best poses so we could be caught in Pompeii properly. Oh, I look surprised.
How could we ever predicted this?
I was fascinated by snow the first time.
Oh, me too. I still am.
Gosh.
We didn't have to do any. I mean, if there was a snow day, it was usually like. I mean, that
starring Chevy Chase.
It's
a great joke, by the way.
It is.
Great
It's
joke.
a good joke. Nickelodeon every day, 7:00.
Yeah.
It would. I mean, if it's a snow day, that means I don't have school, so I'm young enough to be in school. But my parents are still at work, so they're not making me do anything because I'm at home because the bus couldn't pick me up and they can't. There's nowhere to take me because I'm like 12, and where am I going to go? It's too cold to go outside and shovel the driveway because my parents have already gone to work, and therefore my dad already shoveled the driveway.
Go play in the satellite dish?
So,
I don't know what the fuck you did out there.
I don't know. Fuck satellite dish. What the fuck? No, we just go outside and sled, like hills and play
awesome.
and make snowmen. And then
You made snowmen?
Come inside.
Did you have snowball fights?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Come inside with your face all swollen and red. And
that sounds so awesome.
With that, I'm kind of mortified that his parents make him stay in and clean his room.
Yeah, the snow day is for like just abusing it. Like go outside and
it means your parents don't.
No,
trust
you're not
going to
go out and have fun in the snow. What are you talking about? You're going to stay in here and clean your room.
He did sound like a teenager, so like if he wanted to go out and play, I'm sure his parents would support that. It's just he's probably hanging around the house.
Yeah, it's probably
there's that. I mean, I would have to do something, but like
I'd usually have to shovel the walk or take a snowblower.
You had a walk?
Extremely long driveway.
We had an uphill driveway, if you can believe that.
It didn't snow in Florida, so none of us were allowed to have walks. Like there was nothing to shovel.
Well, yeah, I had to shovel sidewalks, and the uphill fucking driveway is the worst because then trying to get out of that is just like borderline cartoon. Like, let me start at the bottom of the driveway and get a run and start in this car in the yard.
Oh, we had an uphill driveway and a little bit of a drainage problem, but what we did is irrigate a little bit to the side so it wasn't taking out.
Well, that sounds like a good solution for water. What we had to do with the slick sleet and snow is we'd put chains on tires. But problem with that is chains going to tear up your driveway.
Yeah, eventually.
Eventually, you're going to have to retar your driveway in the spring.
I mean, God forbid you got to gravel driveways. That just foreign concept.
That's just too dirty, and then the smoke's going to get all up in your pool.
That's just Phoenix and Miami.
Wow, for some reason that's what threw me off.
Can we do one more phone call?
One more.
Hey, can I get a large Antista with extra cheese?
Come on.
An order of a Nagata with no MSG. One large Wiki Parez with extra beard on the side. And a medium T-Wild, easy on the hipster this time. Right on Hank's Corner. The address is 134 Animal Crossing in Burlington. And my name is Catwood. Thanks.
Wow. Nice.
Beautiful.
That's
Bravo,
awesome.
sir. Yes.
I meant to do...
Did he say that was Chad Ward?
And my name is Catwood. Thanks.
Catwood. I'm sorry, Chris.
And we saw Chris.
There's so many clouds. They all look like things that are...
All right. That's it. What's taking us out, Chris? Or teases?
I just wanted to end it. One of my favorite soundtracks from a DC game ever is the Sunsoft Batman game.
Right.
And I found a whip-tight remix, of the first Batman level by Farmhouse 3000 on YouTube.
The Batman NES, great stuff.
Seriously, emulate it because it'll never be available.
I'd like to tease that Virtual Boy 3DS article I wrote. No one cares because it's about Virtual Boy. But look at it, the screens, man. Those Virtual Boy screens. If you never really got to
Don't fucking make me embed all the FAPs to the TalkRadar page. Go look at FAPs.
Oh, all the FAPs, yeah.
And log in tomorrow. There might be a fun prize.
Oh shit, yeah, I think I know what it is.
You think you know, but I have several options lined up.
Oh, on Saturday.
Not if I steal them.
Tomorrow.
TalkRadar 134. Let's close it out.
Women!
Zach!